It's about time. I didn't even offer you a drink.
You know I brought my own.
Oh, that's right. Where your drink?
I don't know. I think I left it over there.
That's a cocktail?
No, it's not a cocktail.
Oh. I don't know why it won't let me pin it, but...
It won't let you pin it.
It won't let me pin the information down there. I always put the information about the books. Hey girl, hey. Hey boy, hey. What's up, Tanya Wheeler? That's a new name. Tanya Wheeler. I always pin the information like how they can get the books, because some people want to order the books like through me directly. So I sign them and I put like bookmarks in there.
Oh, how nice.
And then I ship them out. But, you know, obviously you can go through Amazon or you can download it or listen to the Audible.
That fish,
right. But some people are like, I want mine from you. Slide over this way so they can see. Okay. They be like, who is that? We want to see him.
What's up?
We want to see. Damn, are you on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook.
Well, I can't pin the information no way. It won't let me pin it.
Can you join?
I wonder if it'll let you.
Let's see what pops up on my Facebook.
Are we friends on Facebook?
Let's see.
I don't think we are.
Is it under Craig the Writer?
Mm-hmm. Well, put in Craig Stewart. Somebody was fucking with my account, so I had to take out the writer. Yeah, we're not friends on Facebook.
We are now.
All right, well, you know what you can do? You can then just share it, and then it'll be on your page, too, if you want to share it.
Okay, yeah.
All right, well, you know what you can do? You can...
It's so weird. It's like...
Right. Where's your share button? Is that it down there? Right here. You don't have to write a post. Let me see. Hold on, we're having a little technical difficulty here.
Because clearly I don't do this.
Let me see. You don't have to write a post. Let me see. Hold on, we're having a little technical difficulty here.
Because clearly I don't do this.
Let me see. You don't have to write a post. Hold on, we're having a little technical difficulty here. Because clearly I don't do this. Let me see. You don't have to write a post. I don't know. Now I'm gonna turn it down.
Okay.
Hey girl, hey. Hey boy, hey. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is the Facebook Live version of So Much to Say. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. Look, I can't see them. See, they be like... So wait, did you listen to the podcast from Monday?
I did listen to
You
the
did?
podcast.
What'd
Yeah,
you think about it?
listen.
Now tell me what you really thought.
No, I was really... I was a little... First, I was nervous. I didn't know. I was like,
You were nervous listening?
Yeah, I was nervous just because... Just the recap of everything.
Uh-huh.
Just, I was like, oh my God.
Right.
All the stuff internally when I was just...
Right.
But it was great.
Okay.
It was really, really good.
And look, it's so crazy because they talking about let's inspect his unit. This is a unit. This is a unit, but it's giving real tease. Look at Derek J.
Hey, Derek, what's up?
But the thing is, I had like a friend of mine. She texted me today because the show is archived, so it went up on Monday morning. But it's there forever.
Yeah.
And so a friend of mine, she was at work today. She said, yeah, I was listening to it today. And she said, can you tell me his Instagram? I just want to see what he looks like. So I sent her your Instagram.
Uh-huh.
And so she was like, oh my God, he is gorgeous. She said, I thought he was... She said, I thought he was going to be... She said, he doesn't look anything like I imagined.
Oh, wow.
She said, you know how you listen to somebody's voice?
Yeah.
She said, he doesn't look like anything I imagined. So I said, that beard is everything.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, Derek. He's talking about, hey, Michael and Craig.
What's up, Craig? What's
Right.
What's up, Derek?
But she was like, he sounded like he would be, what was the word that she used? She said, she didn't say heavy. She just said, she thought you were going to be, she said, I imagine him to be a bigger person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's not what I was saying.
But people hear stuff and they just create their own kind of thing. They're like, I love the beard too. So this is Michael Ray, W-R-A-Y.
Yep.
The second.
W-R-A-Y, the second, yeah. I'm talking fast.
Right.
W-R-A-Y, Michael Ray, W-R-A-Y, the second, yes.
Right. So if you want to find him on Instagram, they said, and teeth.
Yeah, these big old teeth of mine. I finally grew into them at some point.
They natural.
They're natural too. Some things are natural.
The teeth are natural.
The teeth are natural. I have a little natural gap that,
Right. You know, when you have a gap in your teeth, that's real African.
Yeah.
That's an African culture. So all of you black people that are going out here getting braces in your mouth because you're trying to close your...
I did. did too.
I did too.
I did Invisalign. But I liked, it's such a unique trait of mine that I'm so used to always having.
I had one down here.
Oh, really?
At the bottom, right here in the middle.
Yeah.
And when I say I had a gap like this.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened when my wisdom teeth started coming in and started spreading.
Yeah.
And my teeth just...
Well, you know, I never got wisdom teeth.
Really? Yeah, mine came
Knock
in...
on wood.
That's not wood, that's glass.
What this?
Okay.
This is wood.
Yeah, knock on that. Yeah.
So, like, I never got wisdom teeth. And I have 2 baby teeth. Like, I have a baby tooth here and a baby tooth here. They do not have replacements.
Oh, wow.
And so, when I was younger, they were like, oh, yeah, you don't have anything. Now, here's the thing. If a bitch lose these 2, I'm going to have to go and get a partial.
Oh, yeah, not that, yeah.
Because I can't be walking around with my shit looking like...
Yeah, just space. Yeah. No, it's a common thing to see every once in a while. They smile real big. You're like, oh.
That is not cool to have.
It's not cute.
And no offense to any of you that look like you've been chewing on rocks. No offense to any of you. They said, pull him in closer.
They're trying to really get in.
They're really trying to examine.
Really get in. And so
They're
that's
looking all in your crotch and everything.
I know. Look, I buttoned up my shirt. I look a little heavy today because I buttoned up my shirt. But I mean, I give a look. I don't know.
They're trying to look at that unit.
They're trying to get
dip down a little bit.
It's
giving real.
And today isn't even a good day. Today is a light Thursday. It's a
I should have let him put one in my head so y'all can see the difference.
Today is it's a Wednesday. It's
Somebody said mom look like piano keys. That's a compliment.
Yeah, okay. Like the white ones, okay. Okay.
Right. So listen. So this is Michael Ray again. Like I said earlier.
Yeah.
He did the podcast with me the other day called Men Wear Weave Too.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into that, he saw my sage right here on the table. They said he's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. I'm
So,
my mama.
right. So he was like, "Oh, what did you say?
You smudge. It's smudging."
He said, "Oh, you smudge?" I was like, "What the hell is that?" You know, my black ghetto ass. I was just like, I burn sage. And I said, I just got into it.
But no, that's good. That's good.
But it's called smudging.
Smudging. It's a Native American tradition, as far as from what I know. Part of it is a Native American tradition. Mm-hmm. It's about spirits and energy, and
I'm really into spirits and energy.
Yes, you have to be. You have to be. We have to be more aware of those things.
Yeah.
We have to be more aware of those things. Those things that you don't see.
Right.
It's what you don't see.
And I believe in that.
Yeah. It's what you don't see.
And I believe you can summon things in.
Oh, yeah.
I believe you can call in energy and that kind of thing.
Yeah. When you see things and when you see the physical manifestation of stuff, that is the after effect.
Yes. Because I think and I've here's a very basic, generic example. Have you ever had a situation where you've thought about somebody that you haven't talked to maybe in years?
Yeah.
And you were like, damn, I wonder what happened to her.
Yeah.
And then the next week, you'll get an email from her, or you'll get a phone call, or you'll run it. I believe you've summoned that person into your life. I really do think you can do that.
And the more you learn to be in tune with them.
And to be able to call it up.
Right.
Yeah.
And be aware of, even with smudging helps to remove negativity in the space. And then there's some other things that you can do, too, that bring in positive energy.
Oh, well, listen, I need to tell you, when I went in the back just now, I went to brush my teeth and floss, do all that.
Yeah.
But I have a spray back there. It pulls in money.
Okay, yeah.
And then I have another spray that pulls in love.
Yeah.
So you believe in all that metaphysics. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Really?
Rose
you want me to spray you real quick?
Look, here lately I've been doing pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
So the money been coming in. What about love?
The love part is what I was saying. I'm experiencing a lot of happiness in my life right now.
So are you dating? Look, we done got off the highway. We're on this dirt road.
Now, see, the thing about my dating is I've been dating. I've always dated.
Look, dating is the easy part. Getting to the relationship and staying there.
Right,
now let's talk about that.
I will say this. I've been dating for a while. I haven't had intimacy in my life for a while.
What do you say? What do you mean when you say intimacy?
It has nothing to do with physicality.
That's why I'm asking. Go ahead. Because communication is our partner. Clarity is our friend.
Has to do with vulnerability, being able to be transparent and be completely whole and enter into that space where you can communicate and interact in that space.
And emotionally naked.
Yes.
Emotionally naked.
Yes. But see, me, I'm a Sag, so emotionality
Sagittarius.
is kind of secondary for me.
What? So you're not you don't know how to emote?
No, I do.
Oh.
But it's very surface for me. Emotions don't really move me that much. It's weird. Emotions become very weird for me. Because I'm very, very... I'm very aware of my moods and my emotions, but they don't rule how I act. I'm very in my head with how I act.
I need a snack, Michael.
You did say you were hungry.
You're not hungry?
I'm not. I took
What did you take?
my Adderall. I had to make sure I was just like,
Focus.
Yeah, now I do all that natural stuff. I do smudging and all that stuff, but I pop an Adderall in a heartbeat because I just have to,
Okay.
make sure my mind is good.
So you've been dating. You're in season now.
I'm in season, but this is the thing. I've never had a problem. Like I said, dating has.
Yeah, I've never had a problem dating. It's getting to
I have been dating. You know what? I had to even change my perspective on that. I feel like I've been dating all of Atlanta for the last 5 years. I've been dating Atlanta.
All of Atlanta?
All of Atlanta. I made Atlanta my date. I had to think of it that way. I had to start thinking of it differently.
So Atlanta is your love story?
Atlanta's my love story. The whole Atlanta is my love story.
So have you narrowed it down to like a person that you like?
That's complicated.
Wait a minute. You either like him or you don't. What you
No,
mean?
I actually like him a lot, but it's just very complicated. The whole interaction, it's a lot. It's very complicated.
Beloved, I just asked if you had somebody that you like.
Yeah, I know, but it's complicated.
But you either like him or you don't.
No, I enjoy him. There's an element of joy there.
How long have you been dating?
For a while, about 2 months.
So y'all done touched and agreed?
No.
Y'all haven't touched and agreed yet?
Not to the capacity that I usually like to.
Okay, let me break it down. So touch and agreeing could mean a little
what? Oral?
A little lecky.
No, we haven't had
anything.
Feel. No, we've touched and stuff like that because I don't.
So you got to get down to the root to it.
Yeah, but we haven't I'm fast. What they call the country fast.
Oh.
I'm fast. So I don't like to waste no time.
You like to get to
with physicality, because like physicality to me is.
Why do you think that is? Why do you like? He's a Sagittarius,
I'm a
latecomer.
I'm a Sag, so it's like.
What's your birthday exactly?
December 18th. I'm
December
the opening
18th.
act for the holidays. Then you have Christmas. Then you have New Year's. I'm the opening act.
I'm trying to. Let's go back. So you said. We're gonna get to the hair part, but I just want you guys to get into the whole scope of who he is. For those of you that are new, the podcast is called So Much to Say. It is free. It's available in SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play. Just type in So Much to Say. And the very first podcast that we just did for the new season is called Men Wear Weaves Too.
Yeah.
So wait, what do you mean you're fast? You usually get in it quickly?
Yeah,
You be fucking quickly.
Let's get to it, because like the thing I'm not gonna do, I've had experiences in my past where I did all this communication, I did all of this dating, I did all of this investment of wasting my time, and then it gets down to physicality and I'm over it. And I'm just not satisfied or either pleased or like just wasting my time. And that's not what I'm gonna do, because that's not something that I don't make my investment there. Like to spend time and all the other stuff, like I gotta sit there and go through all this stuff and listen to your problems, and then like we get to it and
learn your birthday. So you do it in reverse.
Yeah.
You want to fuck first and then learn who they are.
Yeah, because I mean, like after we get to that point, like worst case scenario, if I don't want to talk to you, at least I know whether or not you're a good.
Fuck. We can talk like this on here. We grown.
Yeah. No, I don't like to say certain words.
But you just like to do it.
I just.
He don't want to say it, but he just want to do it.
I can enjoy someone physically without, but then like this is the thing. I've learned attractions vary. They can be romantic, they can be erotic, they can be amicable, they can be even familial. They can seem like they're all different aspects. I've had emotional attractions, I've had spiritual attractions, I've had the whole gamut. I'm just very aware of how I'm attracted to someone, and when it comes to when it comes to dating someone, I have to initially be physically attracted to them.
Yeah, that's
because if I'm not, I'm just gonna be always checking for the next one, or just always like move. Because I'm a man. Like I'm gonna like there's certain.
So how long ago was your last relationship?
How long ago was my last relationship, or how long was my last?
How long ago? I'm coming to how long
5
was.
years ago.
Okay, and how long was it?
Three or so years.
Okay, so did y'all have sex quickly?
First night I met him.
So do you think that there's truth to this whole thing of you gotta wait to have sex before because it can ruin things?
No.
Do you think that there's truth at all though?
For some people, yes. Not for me. For some people, yeah. Like it depends on what you're trying to do. Like if you are trying to, some people are trying to establish their worth and their value based on that. I'm not. Some people are like, I know a lot of people who are gold diggers try to do that. So they're trying to if that's your whole ploy, if that's what you're trying to do, by all means, have at it. Make him wait so he feels like, not for me. I'm good on my own. I don't need anybody's finances. That's not my
agenda.
way of entering. Yeah, that's not my agenda. So,
Entering. That's an interesting choice of words. Entering.
Yeah, that's not my way of entering the interaction. So I don't. If you can't see the value, and the funny thing about my ex was, after we hooked up, because we both hooked up on just a purely physical attraction.
So you just thought it was just gonna be a fun.
And I made all these judgments from him because he was from Atlanta at the time. I was in North Carolina, so I was like, "Oh, he's just an Atlanta hoe." So
why do y'all do that? I really want to know why.
Because being outside now that I'm in Atlanta, it's a whole nother awareness. Because being in Atlanta, there's so many guys to choose from. Like there's so many guys to choose from. So.
But why is the assumption that everybody is a hoe?
Because it's probability, it's statistics, it's all that stuff. Like,
but you know what I say all the time is there is nothing that's going on here in Atlanta that is not going on in DC.
Yes, it is. No, well, like DC,
New York, down in the country roads, where North Carolina.
But no, down in the country roads, you don't have the population, so you don't have the frequency of interaction.
It may not be the frequency that it happens in Atlanta, but it all
that's
happens.
what I'm saying. So like,
even if it's behind a barn,
right? But the thing is, the perspective is because you're doing it more frequently. But because you're doing it more frequently, doesn't take into scope how many times you say no.
Well, what do you think we're doing?
What do you mean?
What is it that you think we're doing frequently? Because I've lived in Atlanta for 13 years at one point, and this time I've been back 4 years. I don't do bathhouses. I've never been to a sex party. So and you've done all of these things? This is not a judgment. I'm just saying. You said
no, and I don't care. You can judge me all you want.
No,
the judgment is, did I do it? Yes.
But my point is, you talking about all of the people in Atlanta do this stuff. Here, you ain't even from here. I'm not from here either. But what I'm saying is, I lived here for how long have you lived in Atlanta?
5 years.
So I lived here almost 20 years combined.
Okay.
I've never done all of those things. So it's like...
Well, you should experience them.
No. But what I'm saying is, when people say, oh, all of this stuff happens in Atlanta, I've never done any of those things. So you're like, oh, you've never done that? Yeah. So my point is, there are people who exist in this city that don't get involved in...
And that may not be what they want to do, what they choose not to do. Just in more rural areas, you're not even going to have that option.
So that goes back to my original point. Why do people...
Because they don't have the option, so they are judging.
But why do people assume that everybody in Atlanta is doing that?
Because the option is there. Like in Atlanta, at least you have the option. At least there are certain probabilities that can happen in Atlanta and only in Atlanta.
You know, when I lived in California, this guy said to me, "Oh, you lived in Atlanta? That's where the kids go to die."
Oh, wow.
Baby,
But you know what? I did just see a report from the CDC that was talking about new cases of HIV. But that's a whole other conversation.
So new cases of HIV where? Here
in Atlanta, it's the 4th in the nation. I just got an email about it.
Well, you know, Atlanta has always been in the top 10.
Right.
I really want to say it's always been in the top 5. But not to associate people who go to bathhouses and all that stuff with HIV.
No, because actually some people who are more sexually active tend to be the most sexually aware of all of that whole scope, and tend to be more proactive about
protecting themselves.
Yes, it's those. See, that's where it becomes the new cases and stuff. People who are just trying things, or they're not getting on a whole type like that, like especially like religious communities where you are suppressing things.
Well, according to the CDC, also. Most cases of HIV occur from relationships with someone having sex with someone you trust,
right?
Someone you're in a relationship with,
right.
not a stranger.
See, when you're out there hoeing, you already know what you're doing. You already I need to just make sure I'm aware of what's going on. So that's why I completely advocate those who are very sexual and are very aware of how they are sexually active and are proactive about that.
So you've been to bathhouses?
I have been to bathhouses. I have been to many a sets. I have a lot of
Wait a minute, many a what?
Sets.
Oh, sets is code for sex party?
Sets is code for multiple, yeah. But see, this is the whole thing.
Orgy? Is that where we're going?
But see, this is the thing. Going back to energies and stuff, you have to realize, for me, I'm going to tell you one of the most transformative comments I've ever heard made. Mm-hmm. And it was by a professor. I will not name him because I don't know if he wants this to be associated with him. But he said sex is a creative act. And you have to literally think about how sex...
Yeah, because I'm very creative.
Right. Sex is a creative act. So that's literally, and this is me adding to it, what he said. There's 2 ways you bring souls into and out of this world.
Yeah.
whether it be natural death or whatever. The first way is through procreation.
Yeah, birth.
Birth. There's an act that occurs when that happens in most contexts, unless you're doing IV and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. There's a way that you can exit souls. So,
what, death?
murder.
Yeah.
Homicide. So, that sex has the same power, me doing my math, sex has the same power as murder. It's just a positive spin on it. So, it's how you use it. So,
I can rock with that.
I use sexuality. I use all of that. Because, like, first of all, okay, let's deal with this. Let's get at the hand of it.
Because hold your thought. Don't forget what
Okay.
Don't forget. Because the reality is, when two people lay down to have sex, I believe one person always gets up with feelings.
I don't understand that.
I do. Not both people, but one of them is going to enjoy that experience a bit more than the other one. And
What's your thing?
I'm a Taurus, May 4th.
You all get emotional though. I can literally, like, that's the whole thing about soul ties. 'Cause, I grew up in the church. Now, all this other stuff. And I grew up in the church, and it's so funny. I grew up in the church,
And he burning sage and stuff.
and I'm burning sage, and praying to ancestors, and talking about spirits and stuff like that. But yeah, I grew up in the church, so what's the whole point?
You forgot your thought?
I forgot.
I specifically said that don't forget
No,
your
not
thought.
that one. I didn't
Oh.
get that one. I did forget that one too.
I
That's why
said you said I'm very emotional. Taurus are very emotional.
Taurus are very emotional. I'm not emotional. Oh, soul ties. Like, some of the people that I have been this is why I'm quick to sex. Some of the people that I've had the most emotional tie to, I've never touched. We have never had intercourse.
Well, because I think that there's an emotional connection.
But it had nothing to do with
Right.
sex. It literally
Right.
because
I think sex can take it to the next level. If you connect with somebody,
not for me. Sex is sex. Everything I'm very compartmentalized. So one thing is not going to affect the other. They're very independent. Like, I can have great sex with someone, and it's just great sex. I can be emotionally tied to someone, and it's just emotionality.
I need a snack. Now wait, what was the other thing that you were about to say? I'm gonna get you a charger too. What was the other thing? And I said, don't forget your thought.
I forgot the whole context of the conversation. Should have wrote it down. I forgot.
Yeah, see, we got notepads right here. We're gonna have you write it down the next time so you don't know.
I forgot.
I
I forgot the context.
You were talking about the exit, death, and coming in.
Yeah, that's how I use. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the whole point. For me, understanding that I am alternative already.
Okay.
So because I engage with sex with men of the same gender, I'm already alternative.
Mm-hmm.
So by being alternative, I don't have to assign to the norms. So why am I going to assign to the norms about monogamy? Why am I going to assign to the norms about the way men are supposed to behave? I don't have to assign to any of that. I have a whole new creative space to enjoy my life. So when it comes to sex, like I said, because I know it is a creative act, so I'm very intellectual now. I bring my mind into my acts.
So let me ask you this, since you said something about monogamy. Do you believe in a monogamy?
I believe...
Let me get you a charger. Keep talking. And I need a snack.
This is how I think about monogamy. I think that if monogamy happens, it happens.
See.
Yeah, if it happens, it happens.
You love to dip around my question. The question was...
No, I don't believe in monogamy.
Okay.
I don't believe in monogamy. I believe that there are certain things I think that just... First of all, you enter this world alone, you leave this world alone. That's it.
That's how you feel?
That's it. Yes, everybody else that you are engaging with them for a moment of enjoyment, for an experience. And when you understand that, how can you own someone? Like, see, this is the thing.
Own somebody?
Yeah, monogamy, because a lot of times with monogamy, we get that conflicted with
ownership.
We get it conflicted with the context in which it exists.
Well, see, I don't believe that. I don't believe that love is ownership or control. Love is not ownership
It's not.
or control.
Love,
now, I think people do.
But where does monogamy come from? Where do I see? You have to start to unveil where some of this stuff comes from.
So
like when you look in capitalism, marriage. This is why I tell people all the time about marriage. Marriage is not about love and emotions and all that other stuff. Love is about property. It's about wealth. It's about
love or marriage.
Marriage is. So, and marriage is supposed to be the epitome of monogamy.
I'm listening.
So when you understand that these are the contexts, marriage is about ownership. So the man owned his wife. That's why she took his last name. She took the family name. It's about who you bequeath your things to. All of these notions deal with ownership. And love has nothing to do with that, because I don't care how much you love someone or how much you own them, you can't keep them on this earth.
I don't think that. I slightly disagree.
I disagree, but everything I'm saying is factual. I told you to disagree with the facts.
Look,
but
you can disagree all you want, but I said what I said.
Yeah, it's a fact.
But no, what I'm saying is, where did I put my damn grapes? Oh, here they are.
He's eating all healthy, huh?
Right. But I need a little food too. Now we're gonna have some grapes. I don't believe that love is ownership or control. I think that there are people who confuse it. I think people get into relationships and they think because we're in a relationship, I now own you. In the sense of, oh, you going down to Atlanta for Pride? Oh, no, you're not, because we're in a relationship and you shouldn't be doing that. Like, I think we think, like, if you wanted to hang out with your friends, and I feel like, well, why are you going with your friends? I think you need to be here with me. Like, I think many people think it entitles us to control what you do, and if you don't do what I want you to do, then I'm going to be upset with you. I may forego or withhold sex from you, and
right.
You know, whatever.
So where do these notions come from?
Where would you say they come from?
They come from how we're encultured. We're encultured into thinking certain notions, and we're encultured in a capitalistic society, which is about ownership and all this other stuff. So,
but I will say that I don't think that monogamy is for everyone.
It's not. I don't think it's for anybody. I think it's for some people who. There are some people who can't engage in it. Like for me, and that's why I say I somewhat is conflicted for me. It's not absolutes. There's some things that are absolute for me. That's one of them. If I reach a space where I am completely content in the relationship and where I'm completely...
They talking about move my bowl because they can't see your crotch. They nasty. I told you they nasty.
You're not going to see anything. I don't think, not too much.
They whores.
Well, so, I mean, no judgment.
I'm not judging. I'm just letting you know they whores.
What they are, yeah. Defining, identifying.
Go ahead.
I forgot.
I know, it's for all of the tomfoolery. But
my mind is so bad.
I believe that monogamy is a discipline.
No.
It requires discipline.
I don't even believe in discipline. I believe, I'm Taoist. I don't really believe about it.
You're a Taoist?
I'm Taoist.
Okay.
Taoism puts forth...
Explain that to them so somebody may not know.
Taoism puts forth, one of the greatest tenets of Taoism is accomplishing all things by doing nothing.
Now, Taoism is spelled T-A-O.
Yes.
I-S-M. Yeah, it's not a D. It's T-A-O-I-S-M. Taoism, but it's pronounced with a D.
Anytime I feel like I am working or making myself do something that is unnatural, then
for you,
which would be discipline, that does not work for me. Discipline does not work for me. So I go.
So you're in a relationship. You feel like you should be able to just go and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Or you want to fuck somebody else?
Yeah.
No, would you say that to somebody that you're dating? Hey, listen.
That's what I was about to say. Like for me, if I reach a place of monogamy in my heart where that person has my full scope of attention, and this is actually what happens a lot of times for me, someone that I'm very, very interested in. Mm-hmm. If you have me, you have me.
How old are you, Mike?
I'm 35.
Now.
Oh, I don't look like it.
So what you trying to say? I'm 42.
Well, you old too, but you just
wait a minute.
Just hope you got good genes. I said I got good genes. They give me late 20s. So
here's what I think. I think that monogamy happens in waves. I think that, let me go back to what you said. You said you would tell somebody that you're dating or getting into a relationship with that, listen, I want to be able to have sex. I believe that whatever you're looking for is also looking for you. So if you want to be a person where you get in a relationship with somebody and you want to be able to polyamorous. If you want to be able to be with other people and stuff, yeah, you can say that to people, and there are people who will be okay with it. But I think the problem is a lot of people don't usually say that going in,
right?
And then they end up trying to slip and slide.
Well, I'll put it out there.
But the other point that I was going to say, I think that there are waves of monogamy. I think that a person can be in a relationship for 5 years. And I believe your ability to be monogamous varies from relationship to relationship. You and I might be able to be in a relationship for 5 years and neither of us cheats. You might get in a relationship with somebody else and you may cheat after 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that our ability to be monogamous, it changes. And I believe that sometimes your ability to be monogamous expires sometimes before the relationship ends.
Yeah, that's another thing when you say relationships end too. I don't necessarily know if I believe in that either.
You don't believe in what?
relationships ending.
Well, they all in. Somebody got to die. Somebody got to leave.
See, you got
somebody...
to see. This is where I go even deeper.
Help me out.
KRS-One changed my whole life. He does this video talks about KRS-One.
Okay.
He does a video where he does this rock star thing. He talks about you have to look it up. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
It literally speaks to your spirit. I believe that your spirit enters. I believe once again in reincarnation. I believe that your spirit is eternal. So
yeah,
I believe that you may enter this earth with people, the same group of people, several times. You may have certain experiences. So who says anything ends? And this is also the way that I know relationships add to. You can't take the salt from the stew. So when someone adds that part to your life, they're always there with you. So I always give them that respect.
Well, let me say this. I do believe that every person that you come in contact with, even if it's a person that holds a door open for you in a mall, every single person that I believe this for years, every single person that come in contact with you, they're there to teach you something, even if it's just a lesson in consideration because they opened up that door for you.
So how did that end?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I believe that every person shapes you. And it adds to you.
But you said relationships end.
Well, in the physical form. Yes, I think, yeah.
In the physical form, everything
in the physical form
evolves.
Yeah. If we've been together for
If
we've been together for 25 years and then you meet an untimely death.
Let me tell you, I've had experiences with my grandmother. She's taught me a lot about love and about...
I will never be the same because you and I existed. But the reality is, that relationship in the physical form ended.
No, we don't know that. I don't know.
You ain't gonna be there to listen. We ain't gonna be in the bed no more.
Right? No,
we ain't gonna be able to go eat no more.
But it has evolved. So the physical form, her physical form. So my grandmother, I've had a lot of experiences with her since her death. Her body has left this earth. Her body has evolved. Hold on.
Janae, I asked him if he wanted something to eat, niece. He didn't want anything to eat, so I went and got me some apple and some grapes. Go here.
Because I want some fried chicken.
Oh yeah, we don't have that over here. We got some meatless chicken.
No, I want
some vegan chicken.
Actually, Chick-fil-A, right? Yeah, that's what I want. The 24-hour Chick-fil-A.
Go ahead.
Dwarf House. But yeah, I believe we have to expand our notions of things. So
I agree.
I'm just open to all of that, and I'm more thrilled by that. I'm more thrilled by thinking about like all of that, every interaction that I have in that context and in that space. It gives me life. So that's why I'm not offended if somebody has a physical enjoyment with somebody. If I'm enjoying somebody and they
see, people come in when they say that, because my thing is, if you were in a relationship with somebody and you are in it and you in love, and you find that motherfucker cheating and fucking with somebody else, that is going to devastate you. Now,
no, it's not.
In theory, you can sit here and say,
in truth, it doesn't.
So it's not going to bother you.
I'm going to ask
you to
enjoy it.
Like, you're not going to be wondering if he's sneaking over there.
No, if you're sneaking over there, I feel like, why did you sneak? I want to know why you snuck. I don't want to know snuck. I want to know why you.
You know Ruby Davis. You know Ruby Davis and yes, we have 24-hour Chick-fil-A's in Atlanta. You know Ruby D and Ossie Davis, they had an open relationship for years. There came a point though where she was tired of that shit. She said, "Okay, look, I've had enough, niece."
Right.
She said, "I've had enough."
But it wasn't because he was physically enjoying someone else. It was how it made her feel.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But that could be the case. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, we don't deal with that aspect of it because that's the root of it. Because a lot of times people can feel some way when you laughing at somebody's joke too hard.
Right.
So, are you hanging out with your friends more? It depends on what you need in the relationship.
This is why it's important to have these kind of conversations with people.
Yeah.
Yes, that's his real beard.
It's real. Some stuff about me is real. What I'm saying
his teeth are real. The beard is real.
My eyebrows is real.
This is the only installment.
And sometimes...
installation.
Sometimes my personality is fake, depending on how I feel about you.
See, this is why it's important to really get to know people. Like when you're dating and stuff. Because see, this right here would not work for me. Like he talking about, so this would be a drive-by.
Yeah, and that would work for me. Like I don't need someone who needs me in that space.
Need you in what space?
I don't need to be anybody's all in all.
No, I ain't say you're gonna be my all in all.
And when it comes to if I feel like a lot of pressure, like to be I don't want to feel any kind of pressure in any kind of way.
I'm just talking about companionship.
If there feels pressure, then I'll check out.
Child, you just need to be by yourself.
Let me tell you. One thing you said about...
Well, who you going to be with?
Myself, everybody. I've been dating out of Atlanta. I told you now.
Somebody said, I'm just here to look at his shirt, hair, and bottom lip.
Look, I had to button it up, y'all. I was trying to be somewhat respectful. I was trying to dress up for y'all. Then I was like, you know what?
Hair was bursting all out of his shirt.
Yeah, it was. And this shirt tight. I took it in. I took this shirt in, and.
But it's important because there are people who will tell you just like this. Listen, that's not what I want. Like you got to get with people who gonna tell you what they want. Because if that's not what you want, don't try to play them games like you know that you can play with that.
Yep.
He's a hairstylist.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get to that part of the conversation because if they ask me one more time, what does he do for a living? That's how I can
I'm not an escort.
That's how I can always tell who's late. Because they always ask stuff that we didn't already talk about 10 minutes into the conversation.
Yeah.
And then they want to come in here and be asking typing the same question over and over. Craig, you ignore me. No, girl, we already covered that.
Yeah. I'm a hairstylist. I'm a professional hairstylist, a cosmetologist. I've been licensed in North Carolina and Georgia. I've been a professional licensed hairstylist since 05, 06. I work in various capacities. I work as a session stylist, which means photo shoots and all that stuff, all that jazz. I work on set. I also work as education lead of a company. This conversation is a little bit too involved.
Too greasy for them.
So, I work in various capacities.
But he was my guest on the podcast on Monday.
Yeah, which it turned out really good.
He was the guest on the show that I just did this past Monday called Men Wear Weaves Too.
And I'm going to tell you, too, at first I was like...
You didn't like the title?
I didn't like the title at all.
Well, see, I got to give him a title that's going to pull him in.
I know.
Like, we have a podcast. We got a podcast that's dropping this Monday. It's called Mr. and Mr. Divorce.
Ooh.
So what do you think that's about?
Divorce?
Mr. and Mr. Divorce.
Yeah, same gender.
Correct.
Yeah.
One guy who was almost at the altar and the wedding got called off.
Yeah.
And the other one, he was married for 4 years and they divorced.
Yeah, but see, okay, so this is my thing. I have a lot of... And I'm very honest, I have a lot of insecurities about that whole... It's a very sensitive space for me. My hair and all that stuff. It's a very sensitive space for me.
What do you mean it's sensitive for you?
Because I know certain perspectives that people have about it.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me it's just an aesthetic. It's just like wearing a hat. But I don't like when people judge me or make me very static in something. And
well, I kind of feel like that's what the expectation of black men in this country is. Period. Straight, gay, whatever.
Yeah.
You say static, I say linear. Like, oftentimes we're expected to be linear. Look, they talking about, does he make wigs?
I do.
Yes, he does. But I've always said, and I've said this many times, there's this expectation that black men are supposed to be linear, meaning straight and gay men aren't supposed to experiment with fashion. Like, now, I know y'all say OBJ is gay. I don't know if that man is gay or not. The basketball player. Oh. Odell Beckham. With the blonde hair. But like, as soon as that man blonded his hair, everybody wanted to say he was gay, and just because he can dance and he got rhythm and he can move. Like, I don't think, like, we're expected to be fit in this box, straight and gay black men.
And I mean, even if given that, I still, if he doesn't accept that identity or does not want to
be labeled
in that identity, so what? He literally could have sex with me, and I still wouldn't label him as gay. I would not, because I think I'm able to mentally see. That's the thing. Sometimes it's a reflection of your own.
Let me say this though. Oh, I said basketball, football player. Sorry, but here's the other thing. I don't watch that shit no way. So, but here's the thing though, and this might rub a feel you wrong, but I would even venture to say because black men are expected to be linear. They're not expected to be interested in the arts, like theater and, shit, whatever. I think that there's a crop of black men who date other women, Hispanic, white women, because they're not judged for being Renaissance men, if you will. Where the black community are like, You sure he ain't gay? He sure got a lot of wiggle in his waist because he can dance, or because he experiments in fashion, right? Or because he
right. But see, I mean, that's the history. Once again, that's why I say you have to look at the history and the context and stuff. You know, people need to learn their history. Learn the history. Learn why Africans were brought here. We were brought to be in a static position. We were brought to be exploited. We were brought to be a workforce. We're not brought to be higher thinking. That was one of the things that you're not. To make a slave, you have to strip them of their thinking. So it's just like you have to strip of consciousness. So a conscious person can't deal with the duality of being able to exist in all of those worlds.
I agree. Let me do a shameless plug right here really quickly. I am the author of 3 amazing books. If you were a fan, thank you, Coco. If you were a fan of Elin Harris, you will love Words Never Spoken, a memoir. That's my first book. The sequel to that book is One Thing for Certain, Two Things for Sure, a memoir continued. The third book is called So Much to Say, a book of quotes. It's 3 chapters: encouragement quotes, relationship quotes, and wisdom quotes. Okay? The books are available through Audible. I narrate them on Audible. They're on your iPad, your iBooks, your Google Play, wherever you want to download it. Or you can go through Amazon. Or you can Cash App me. One book is $20. Thank you, Lola. Come on, word. One book is $20, $236, $354. My Cash App ID is The Writer. Just make sure you inbox me your shipping address so I know where to send the books. Oh, and by the way, I shipped out 36 books today. You guys did an amazing job last night supporting the books. So you will have them tomorrow. So yes, now a word from our sponsor. Now listen, tomorrow you will have those books. So those of you that are receiving books tomorrow, please, please, please post a picture on your social media, Facebook, Instagram. Thank you. But go ahead. So here's my next question for you. You said that it's very sensitive, or would you say that your hair? You said it's very sensitive for you.
Certain things about my identity, period.
Would you say that that's a place of insecurity for you? Because we all have insecurity. Excuse me.
Yes, it is a place of insecurity for me. There are a lot of things that I'm very insecure about. There's a lot of things. Okay. My hair being one of them. I'm just.
But I think a part of owning your insecurity, though, is being able to say that out loud.
That's the thing. Like, for me, you can never use...
Yeah.
You can't use it against me, because I'm already aware of the whole scope of things. But sometimes I'm stronger in that, and sometimes I'm weaker. And sometimes when I'm in a weak place, it may... Yeah.
So you're sensitive about it because you were experiencing hair loss at an early age, or?
No, just the whole... how people think about things. The whole thing, how, just sometimes when you meet a date or something like that, and they're like, if it doesn't work out, you wonder if it's because of the hair, you wonder if it's because of the personality, you wonder if all these things sometimes are.
Well, I think that's normal. I think that's normal.
Yeah.
So one of the things that he said on the podcast the other day was, you would never let somebody that you're dating see you without.
It's only a few people who have seen me in between.
So how long have you been wearing a...
Since 14.
What am I supposed to call it?
Whatever you want to, wig, unit.
No, I want to be respectful.
It's not going to bother me. Because see, that's the thing.
I don't want to say wig, because that's going to sound like I'm trying to read. And I know how they think.
That's fine. Because the difference is because we're having this conversation and we're cool at this point. Right. I'm giving you freedom to be able to... But that wig,
I'm not doing that. So how long have you been wearing your installation?
Since about 13, 14.
14 years old?
No, since
14 years.
2014.
Oh, since 2014. So 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so no one except for maybe 2 people has
my family, my family will see me.
So are you real nervous when people try to pull out a cell phone if you don't have it on? Like your family?
No, they would never. I don't have those concerns with them.
Okay.
They would never use anything maliciously towards me.
So without the unit, what would it look like? What would your...
George Jefferson.
Why you have to say it like this? See, now you're going to make me laugh.
Because it's funny. It's funny. Like George Jefferson.
Well, this is what I was going to say. We all have insecurity. They said, so he can't lift it up so we can see. No, girl, it's glued down.
Even with it, no, I still could. I mean, this
oh, you could lift it up? Oh, I didn't know you could lift it up.
It's time for me to redo it, but
it looks really good.
Thank you.
I almost want to bring this camera in so y'all can really see it.
No, what we're not going to do is that.
I mean, to right here.
What we're not going to do is
not to right here?
No. Because I didn't really, look, I'm telling you, I had a lot going on in my life.
Girl, it looked like he just came from the barbershop.
No, I really don't. If you think...
I think it's blended on the side.
Oh, no. I just
look that way.
I just brushed it back. Look, now I do text right. Don't look too close.
Let me look.
I told you I'm insecure.
It looks fine.
I know, but I be seeing stuff that y'all don't. And
Why are you insecure about it?
Cause
So have you ever put it on and you felt like somebody was looking at you because of that?
Yeah, I do all the time.
But see, here's the thing. I was just saying to somebody yesterday. I was just saying to, who was I talking to? Oh, I was talking to Mike. You guys know Mike. I was saying to my friend Mike the other day, I'm from Baltimore, went to college in Virginia at Hampton University.
Okay.
I've lived in Atlanta for some years. I lived in LA. And now you got social media. I've written 3 books. And so like when people are staring at me, like sometimes I'm out and people, and people are staring at me and I'm like, what? I don't say this, but I be thinking like, what the fuck is she looking at? Like, But then I have to remember. So my point of me saying all of this is because somebody might be looking at you not because that's a point of your insecurity.
Right.
They may not be looking at you because they're looking at that. They might be like, damn, he is gorgeous. So my point in saying that is, sometimes when people are staring at me, it could be, they could be thinking he's attractive. Or they could be like, I went to school with him somewhere.
Right.
Or they could be thinking, I recognize him from social media.
Right.
Or they could be thinking, I have his books. You know what I mean? But I think that what happens is,
what's on your mind?
What's on your mind, that's what you run to.
Right.
And it's like, it's not always the case.
Yeah.
Because the insecurities, I've never been
That's fine. We can say all that, but what you're not gonna do is I'm still gonna be just like this, because that's what's on my mind. I'm in that space, so until you tell me what space you're in, and even if you tell me,
do you think you've dated somebody that didn't want to be involved because you had I was about to say a wig.
Oh, yeah, you can say that.
I don't want to say that because you have an installation. Is it installation?
Installation? You can call it whatever. You keep calling it installation, then which is
what did you call it? Right, what did you call it?
Whatever comes to mind, so I can laugh. I don't care. Like it's a comfortable setting right here. So
okay.
I'm not. Like, if somebody comes up to me and tries me, now that's different. I can tell
if it's coming in a negative way.
So, yeah.
So, do you think you've dated somebody who...
I think I have dated guys who were not comfortable with... They weren't comfortable with my aesthetic. They weren't comfortable with my popularity.
Unit, that's what I want to say.
Unit. They weren't comfortable with... You call it unit, but that means, like, this is the unit. Like, unit refers to a measurement. So, I don't care. The wig on my head.
Go ahead and finish the question. What was the answer?
I have dated guys who I felt like just were not comfortable with me.
Okay. So it wasn't just the unit.
Whatever manifestation that took. It may have been the unit. It may have been the fact that I'm articulate, I'm very confident in my identities, and I'm explorative of my identities, and I'm very, like, it may have been the whole scope. I don't know to what end it was.
I've had people tell me I'm too out.
Yeah.
Somebody said to me, "Oh no, you've written books. You too out there. You done wrote these little gay books." Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I always take that as, "Oh, well, you just weren't strong enough for me. You weren't.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, you just weren't."
Because that's the thing. Like, I think even with a situation like that, I understand discretion. So, if there's someone that is in a certain space that I don't want to enter, that
is that your cousin down there, Kendra?
Kendra Pace.
Kendra Pace Pettis.
Yeah, that's
she down there standing. She's like, yes, I'm out here. So what she saying?
That's my sister cousin.
I promotes for my cousin.
That's my sister cousin. I love her.
She
does hair too.
Where is she?
She's in Tennessee. What's the name of that city you in? The south side of Nashville. I don't know. It's
Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro.
Yeah, I used to have a little piece up there. I write about him in the first book.
Ooh,
you know him.
Do
I saw a picture of you.
Ooh.
I'm going to say this because I'm going to say it anyway. I saw a picture of you with that set worker that stole my winter clothes, and this story is in the book. I saw a picture of you and him, I think on your Instagram. I'm going to write down his name right here. In the first book, his name is Raylan.
Let me see what this is.
The story is in the first book.
This is the thing. I am friends
and I wanted
with
to warn you. I had this conversation with somebody the other day. I said, I said every time I see a picture with him and somebody, I always want to, somebody that I know, I always want to warn them and be like, be careful. Not like you're dating or anything like that, but because he steals.
Oh, I'm not worried about either.
You saw that? I wrote his name right here.
Really?
Is he one of your dates?
Oh, really?
Is he one of your... Please tell me he's not one of your dates.
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. Watch him.
No, don't say that.
You think I'm lying?
Don't say that. I don't care. That's my buddy to the end.
Do you think I'm lying to you?
That's my friend. I don't care.
Ferris knows exactly who I'm talking about. Ferris lives in Dallas now.
Ferris. Hey.
We ain't got to talk about that. Listen, the universe. I didn't say what I said.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, people will. They will.
Now maybe he's evolved because people do change.
Yeah.
But he's in the book.
Really?
Memorialized forever.
Really? What happened?
You want me to tell you? Listen, so those of you that like to read books, listen. This is a story out of this first book. Right. This is a true story. So he was living in Nashville. Mm-hmm. He's from Memphis. Mm-hmm. And I met him at a birthday party. I always want to say a Christmas party because it was a birthday party, but it was in December. Mm-hmm. This was in 2007. Mm-hmm. I have a very, vivid memory. It was December. It was a party over at like Georgia Tech. Mm-hmm. And he was there. We met through a mutual friend who now lives in Los Angeles, California. And he kept asking, who is that? Who is that talking about me? Mm-hmm. So he ended up connecting us. But what ended up happening was I had heard that he was married. Mm. But he had actually gotten divorced September, like 2 months before that, however many months September is before December. Mm-hmm. So he had already gotten a divorce. So I ignored him. Like I was like, I don't get into all of that. Like, and I was given very much. But why is he here at this punk party if he's married? You know, da 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 da. So the next month, January. Now I was getting ready to do my stage play. This was in 2000. No, this was I met him December 2007. I met him January 2008. I mean, I not met him, but he called me January 2008. So a month later, he was in the car with my friend that now lives in LA and was like, can you put me in touch with him? You know, so they called me on the phone one day. He told me, yeah, he wanted to go to see Alvin Ailey. Mm-hmm. He gets me on the phone talking about, hey, I want to take you out. I want to take you to see Alvin Ailey. At the time, I had never been to an Alvin Ailey performance. Baby. I said, oh, you got tickets? He said, yeah, I got tickets. Let's go. He said, just pick me up. Because he was here visiting. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, I'll come and get you. Baby, I went and picked up that set worker. Because that's what he is. Or was.
Set worker?
A stunt queen.
That's not nice. I don't know that. I don't know that side.
Listen to me. I'm telling you the truth on everything I love. I went and picked him up.
I wasn't there.
I know you weren't.
I'm hearing your account.
And I'm only sharing it because you asked me.
I just wanted to know.
Hold on. But it's already in the book. It's memorialized. So I went and picked him up from those apartments over there at Vine City by the Dome, Maple at Courtyard. I went and picked him up from over there. This Negro tells me he ain't got no motherfucking Alvin Ailey tickets. He was going down there so we could get a ticket from a scalper. I said, do I look like a motherfucker that wants to go and get a scalper?
How about some tickets?
So that's fine, but you don't ask somebody. I'm not judging because you go and get tickets from a scalper. What I'm saying is, you don't ask me on a date and say you got tickets, and then I'm supposed to come with you to look for tickets from a scalper.
I'm not talking about this.
So anyway, well, you asked me, so I'm already in it now. Let me go ahead and bring it home. So he doesn't have tickets. I said, listen, I'm not going down here to be looking for no ticket for no scalper. So listen, so we just gonna go ahead and just go to dinner. So Jermaine Dupri had a restaurant at this time. Mm-hmm. It was in Buckhead, and
What the Frank's Keys?
No, it was Jermaine Dupri's restaurant. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't even hear that.
Right. So we went to the restaurant. We ate. Had a nice time. We went down to the Caribou Coffee House down at 10th and Piedmont. Right. We went. He was like, well, I'm not ready to go yet. So I said, okay, well, let's go down to the Caribou Coffee House. So we go down to the Caribou Coffee House, right? So we sitting there. And you know how you know a freak? Because that energy shifts. Uh-huh. And I was like, all right, well, let me get you back to your friend's house. And it was given. No, I ain't trying. At the time, I was living in Vinings. He said, oh, I ain't ready to go back. I said, well, where are you trying to go now? He said, I'm trying to go to Vinings. I said, oh, he trying to fuck. Uh-huh. I took him to the house and tapped his ass on the couch. This was the first night. Now, listen, you asked me for the unfiltered truth. So I took him to the house, I tapped his ass, and then I took him back to home, to his friend's house. So long story short, now I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Long story short, now I'll give the full story is in the book. He ended up going back to Nashville. And so at this time, it was January, so I was preparing to do my stage play. I wrote and produced a stage play. Mm-hmm. So we were just going into rehearsal, so I didn't have time to entertain him and nobody else. And then from the conversations that we had that night, I knew he was a church queen. Mm-hmm. No offense, church ladies. But I knew he was a church queen. And like he was always talking, and I could tell he was struggling with his sexuality at that time. Mm-hmm. And he had just come out of his marriage, so he was really, really conflicted. And so I was like, listen, I think you're cool. I think you have great energy. I said, but no, I didn't say great energy. I said, I think you're cool. I said, but I'm not interested in that way. This Negro ended up moving to Atlanta for me. He stalked me. There are police reports right now out there in Cobb County to this day. Like, he stalked me. Not only did he stalk me, because I told him I didn't want to be with him. And, like, it took a real nasty left turn. And so he moved down here to be with me, and he was staying with a friend of his. That friend ended up getting a job, according to him. I don't know how true it is because he's a liar. So he may have been lying. He said that the friend that he moved down here to stay with got a job in Baton Rouge, and he needed to find a place to stay. And I think he was thinking that he was going to come live with me. And I was like, oh, well, no, that ain't going to happen, niece. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, no, So I said, well, what you going to do? You know what I mean? Because I'm still a considerate and compassionate person. I was like, well, what you going to do? I said, listen, I have a second bedroom. You can put your stuff in my... So he said he was going to live with some girl that he worked with. She only had a 1-bedroom. And as I'm telling this story now, I'm thinking that he probably was just adding all of this yeast to the story to make it more interesting. Well, she only has a 1-bedroom to try to make it more interesting for me to be like, oh, well, just come stay here. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, well, you go ahead and stay on her couch. You can put your stuff in my second bedroom. So I gave him a spare key. Mm-hmm. And so, because I was moving and shaking and doing stuff and, whatever. When I tell you, look at Ferris adding to the story. Remember the white party incident? So I ended up going wherever I had to go that day. Are you crying? Are you okay?
No, my eyes. I got these contacts in.
Did you need some eye drops?
No, it's not going to help. I had a long weekend. These eyes are tired. Go ahead.
So anyway.
Yeah.
I had threw it on him, baby. So, and I'm gonna bring it around because I had culpability too. I had culpability, and I'm gonna help somebody right here. Mm-hmm. So, I gave him the key so he could get in and out to get his stuff. Because, like I said, most of his clothes were in my second bedroom. And I said, well, here's the key, just in case you need to come in. Da da da. Mm-hmm. Baby, I left that day. I had a meeting or something. Mm-hmm. When I came back, everything was gone. I gave him the key simply because we had a mutual friend. Remember, we had a mutual friend, and this was a church queen. So I'm thinking the church boy ain't gonna steal from me. Baby, that thing had wiped me out. I had a little stylist when I did my play. When I say he stole all of the clothes that stylist got me, he used to wear my clothes without my permission. And I used to be like, wearing my sunglasses. He was wearing everything. And I said, you gotta stop doing this. When I tell you, when that motherfucker went in there and stole my shit, he stole everything. Bitch, he was stealing his clippers. He stole my clip. Like, it was like, I went in there, and this is, going back to what we were saying at the top of this conversation, you got to pay attention to energy. When I walked into my apartment that day, it felt off. Just like when sometimes the phone rang, and before you answer it, you know it's bad news. It was that same kind of thing. When I tell you I walked in that apartment, something just felt wrong, and I went to my closet, and I opened the door, bitch, them hangers were just swinging. It wasn't nothing in there. I went to my bedroom, swinging hangers again, right? Not only, I couldn't sue him because I didn't even know his address. I didn't know where he was staying. So, but it was days upon days that I noticed that there were more things missing other than my clothes. Like, I went to go shave. The clippers were gone. Mm-hmm. Bitch, I was finished, honey. It was wiped out. The clippers will be gone. I had a lint ball remover. That shit was gone. Like, he was stealing, like, little ancillary shit. Like, shit was just gone. And so he would text me and say, there's more that I took that you don't know. Like, he would taunt me, like, through these text messages. In the book, I went and found that motherfucker. I went and filled out a police report that he stole and, But they were like, well, since this is somebody you were involved with, there was no forced entry. He had a key. We can't do anything about it. But the thing is over there. So A month after he stole my clothes, I realized that this motherfucker had stolen the other remote to my car, the other keyless entry remote. I had a spare one. And the only reason I realized it was because the one that I was using, the battery was dying. So I went to go look for that one. Bitch, it was gone. And what happened was, one night I came from the grocery store and I thought I had locked my car, and I was pretty sure that I had locked the car, and I had. Well, the next morning when I left out, the door was unlocked. And I used to keep a little change bag in the car for like the toll and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. This is when people were listening to CDs and shit. I had a big old thing of CDs in the back. He stole that. Bitch, I had clothes in the dry cleaners. That motherfucker went to the dry cleaners and stole my clothes from the dry. He's a set worker. And I'm telling you, it ain't nothing but the Christ in me that keeps me from stopping people. Like, whenever I see people with him that I know, I be wanting to say, baby, you better watch out. Because there were people who tried to warn me before. Mm-hmm. There was one guy in particular that tried to warn me, and I just thought the guy was a liar. And because I was like, this boy can't be doing all of this. Mm-hmm. Like, I just don't believe this. So anyway, when he went in my car and burglarized my car, that's when I went after that motherfucker. I knew he liked to roller skate. So I went looking for him at the skating rinks. He wasn't there. And then they used to do this little club night down at, this is when they were partying down at Django's. This is the last bit of the story.
I couldn't talk about him.
I went down to Django's, and I had a carjack, bitch. I was waiting for him to come out of the back of that club. Baby, when I say he saw me, he hauled ass. The rest of the story is in the book. The first book. But yeah, that's my story on him. Now, how did we get to him? Because I was talking about something else.
I don't know what we were talking about. I don't know.
Well, you asked for the story, so I mean.
Well, I just wondered. People fall out all the time,
No, that wasn't no fallout. He stole from me.
I mean, well, however y'all fell out, this is the thing.
I'm telling you, I heard stories. Listen, I've heard stories where people were like, Craig, I don't believe you. I'm like, so.
No, I'm not saying. No,
I know.
Yeah, I'm saying, all I'm saying is.
And then they became victims.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I don't know that. I just came here to talk about him. Yeah, I'm my own man. I asked for Michael Ray.
Michael, make sure you lock your shit up if he come into your house.
Michael Ray II. I just asked for Michael Ray II, and I'm focused on my life.
Right.
On my life, what I got going on.
All right, so listen. You already know, if you listen to the podcast, you already know how he does the installs and stuff like that. So you started doing it because your own hair was thinning. And so you said that's the source. That's one source of your insecurity.
Yeah. I'm on this whole evolutionary thing. I just, I don't like being called black no more. I don't like being called African American.
What you want to be called?
You know what? I'd rather be called colored.
Oh.
Truth be told, this is the thing. I'm into this whole thing about unveiling stuff, peeling back stuff, racism and stuff like that. We have to realize how we're complicit with racism. I don't mind talking about this stuff. Now, this stuff, I don't know about your testimony. That's your testimony. My thing is, black. First of all, if you ever open a Crayola,
the kids are going in about this story. Go ahead.
Fine. If you ever open a box of Crayola crayons and pulled out black, I'm sure many of you are not that color. My beard is black. My skin is brown. I am not black. First and foremost, black as a racial identity has no quantifiable science behind it. Has no science behind it. DNA has science behind it. So if you pull your DNA and you see where you're from and all the other stuff, that has science. Black as a racial identity and as a category.
Your cousin said, Michael, wait. That man's still, though. Watch him. Look, niece know I ain't telling no lie. And look, and there's some people in here who know this story. There are some people, Ferris down in Dallas, he knows the story. I think he lives in Dallas still.
Yeah, I know Ferris.
Jason, right here in Atlanta, he know the story. These kids know the story.
Let me tell you, all I know is, I just know what I know. So back to this, I don't like being called African American because I've never.
You got it, Jason. That's it.
I've never been to Africa. I have African ancestry, and actually, I was listening to Kamasi Washington. He has that song called Malcolm X. Something. I don't know. Anyway, but he has this quote that Malcolm did, and we should be called Afro-American, if anything, because.
But there are black people that don't feel a connection to that.
I mean, the fact that I look, you can tell that I have African ancestry is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Afro-American. It gives credence to that. But I'm not African American. Somebody white could be like a South African who is white.
Yeah,
could move here and be African American. And so that's when you start getting titles and identities and being able to like speak those things and call things as they are and stuff. I'm none of those things. So those are things that I'm sensitive about that I don't like. I'm also sensitive about. Sometimes I'm sensitive about being effeminate.
Okay.
Those things.
That for me, like what I was saying earlier before I told that nasty story.
I know. I'm just like I love.
Because you are completely full of mucks. Did you need some Tito's or something over there? Did you need a little shot of tequila to kind of mellow out again?
No. I don't want to interfere with.
Listen. Any insecurity that I've had, it was attached to my sexuality. I was a journalism major in college, and so I had a lot of speech classes, and so I had to get in front of the class. And so at that time, I was not comfortable in my skin. I did not like to. I hated my voice.
Me too.
I did not like to get. I remember I was telling this story in my second book, like before my voice started to change. People would call my mother's house and be like, Gladys. And I'm like, girl, no. This is me.
Right.
And then I used to do this thing where I used to take a towel or something to try to put over the receiver. That don't do nothing but make your voice sound muffled.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to kind of give it some
bass.
Right. And then, like, I started driving at 15.
Oh, wow.
Like, my mom would be like, Craig, return these books to the library. Or go and get me a pack of cigarettes, whatever. And so I would drive. And so there were times that I would go to the drive-thru at a fast food place. And I would order. They'd be like, is that all, ma'am?
This is a sir.
I'm not a ma'am, I'm a sir.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not a ma'am, I'm a sir.
Right.
But so when I was in college, I hated getting in front of the class. I thought about what I looked like to them, like whether or not I looked feminine, whether or not my gestures or my voice or whatever. Like I overanalyzed. And so like my speech classes were always like Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if they assigned us a speech on Thursday, and we had to deliver that speech that following Tuesday. Oh, I was nervous. Friday, really? Saturday, Sunday, really? Monday, and I was petrified by the time I got up there on Tuesday.
Really? Wow.
Oh yeah, I hated it.
Yeah. And I still do that a lot too.
Yeah.
Because like one of the things
I don't have that now.
I still do, but I'm learning to because I think there's a lot of expectations based on my aesthetic too.
What type of glue do you use? They want to know what kind of glue.
I use an acrylic glue. I use Ultra Hold by Walker Tape Company. I don't use that Elmer Paste stuff because I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. I went to Essence Festival, and I don't know what made me decide to switch up my glue. And first of all, you have to be very mindful of your climate too.
Because it's hot down there in the bayou.
It's hot, and you're perspiring, and then it's humid in the air. I got out the shower and
you had it in your own hair.
Yeah, I had it in my own hair. And it just was not sticking.
It wasn't this glue that you just said?
No.
It was something else?
No, that glue sticks immediately.
Okay.
It sticks immediately.
And what's it called again, the one you use?
Walker Tape Ultra Hold.
Okay.
It lasts 3 to 5 weeks. It's a little messy. It's clear. It's a little messy, but it works better than those water-based glues that are white. They're going like Elmer's glue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I share with you in a lot of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I still deal with it. But like, it's one of the things I'm really, really trying to learn is to accept my perfection. Like, to accept how I'm a perfect creation.
Yeah.
And so even part of that deals with my hair. Like, I'm so grateful for losing my hair, whereas at one point it was such an issue of concern for me. I'm glad that I don't have hair now because it gives me so much variety and options of trying different hairstyles that I don't have to worry about all the extras that people.
Somebody said, would you ever consider just going bald?
I don't like the way I look bald.
Okay.
It ages me, and it's just not as. I don't have as striking of an appeal.
I can tell who didn't listen to the podcast because he talked about how long you can wear it in the podcast.
Yeah.
How long can you wear it?
3 to 5 weeks. Listen to the podcast. I thought it was really, really informative.
It was very informative. I got a lot of messages from people saying, "Oh my God!" Like it was. I mean, like a lot of messages on Instagram I got. And they were like, "Oh my God, it was so informative. Thank you for doing this podcast." And some of them tagged you. A couple of people tagged you.
No, thank you all. Thank you.
But they were saying he's so knowledgeable. Like he really knows his stuff. Like they were, because we really got into like the mechanics.
Guys, this be me being messy. Some of those people teaching classes don't know their stuff. They can teach you a technique, but they don't know their stuff.
Now he can tell you all that, but I can't tell you about a real life situation that happened to me because it's not, because it's his friend.
some people teaching these classes.
So he can say that, but I can't.
Some of these people teaching classes learning from the originals. And there's a few of us who really started this thing out.
Right.
And who really know weaving techniques. Some of these people are just replicating. And that's cool. That's cute for you. Make your coin while you can. It's cute.
Did you catch that while you can? Did you catch that?
While you can. Because, I mean, it's just like with the hair business. I mean, you know, it quickly turns. And
Right.
your skill set, I see people, I'm just like, I'm surprised that people are literally just paying and endorsing that.
So can you swim in it? Somebody
Yeah, I
asked.
can swim in it. Yeah, all that.
Oh. You can listen to the podcast if you don't know how to find it. You can listen to it from my
I got
website.
Me getting in the shower. Check out my Instagram. I got some old thirst trap pictures.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But the podcast, you can find it from my website, CraigTheWriterStewart.com, and then click on podcast at the top. You can either listen to it from my website, you can listen to it from SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. But it's also on YouTube and Google Play and some other places. So do you get somebody say, can you rub your fingers through it? Like, if you're dating somebody, would you be nervous if they were like...
I just don't like people... Truth be told, I don't like people touching me when I'm done anyway. When I say when I'm done, like last Sunday I was out. And people get offended.
Before I lit up this live, he went in the bathroom. He's excuse me, them apples and grapes. He said, can I go over here to your bathroom? He went in, straightened it out, and brushed it down.
Yeah, I just had to make sure everything was at least up to par from my standards. But yeah, people will come up and want to touch my face and stuff like that. And I'm like, what makes you think I want your hands on my face, on anything on my personage? I don't want
anything on your what?
Personage. All of this. Don't touch me.
I can't.
I don't. Somebody can. You can touch it, and it's not. You can't tell anything. Like, but it's just the way you gotta rub it. Like,
now, how do you take it out? When it's
peel it off.
Oh, you just peel it off.
Mm-hmm. Most of the time, by the time the glue, that's what I was telling you earlier, that it's time for me to reinstall
because it can come off.
The glue gets gummy up under there. It gets a little bit looser.
So, is there something that you have to do to treat your skin? Like underneath there.
This is the thing. This is me being me. No. And when I say that, because
don't listen to him, you'll have bumps and shit all on your hair.
No, you won't. No, now see, I know my own. There's a lot of things I just know about my own hair and about.
So, do you do anything like skin treatments to your scalp in between?
I washed the glue off. I removed the glue and I put it right back on.
Oh yeah, see, I would probably need to exfoliate or something up here.
I mean, you can do all of that stuff. That's cute. I mean, like, I'm not one that does. It's so funny. I think that. Like, I look and see if things are if there's an issue. I think sometimes people are just being extra.
Right.
Like, I'm not one who does a whole bunch of fake.
Do you ever get tired of doing it? Like, oh God, I don't feel like doing this shit.
At times I do.
Yeah.
But then I look at how I look and then I'm like.
You probably really embellishing.
No. Embellishing what? What part? I mean, like, you know what? This is the thing. I like creating my look.
Somebody said, I'm not being funny, but does it smell after a while?
That depends on hygiene. Mine does not. I don't allow mine to smell.
Does it make your skin discolor over time on your scalp?
It does because it's not getting sunlight.
So your scalp is lighter?
It's a slight bit lighter.
Okay.
But just if you have hair and you go and shave your head, your scalp is gonna be lighter because it's not getting the same sunlight that it is. So it's the same situation. It's the same.
What other styles do you wear? They said.
This is my go-to.
And you like a wavy texture, you said.
Mm-hmm. I don't like all that.
That coarse African hair.
I personally don't. Like,
so have you ever done like locks? Have you ever done like locks?
I would not do locks. It's just not my aesthetic.
They said you look great with a bald head. They said what about sweating?
Like huh?
They said what about sweating underneath? Do it stink?
I sweat.
Look, he's talking about does it stink like earring backs? Man, that's a stinky smell.
Yeah. No, mine doesn't because I take care of it. Like that's why I said I shampoo mine a lot. I shampoo or co-wash mine a lot.
Your cousin said he wears everything. He wears man buns, ponytails.
I love Kendra.
His IG is Michael Ray.
I.
Mm-hmm.
You can see all of
the second. Michael Ray, WRAY.
You can see all of the receipts on there. You can see me with bald hair. I think when I'm bald, I look older. I don't look as attractive. Y'all really trying to get into it.
They want to see the beard.
It's real. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about doing some things like, but I think I'm gonna do a mullet. I want to do a mullet for the winter.
You gonna do a mullet?
I want to do a mullet, which I actually kind of. Yeah,
Wait, what's a mullet? With the little piece in the back?
Party in the bag. I want like bushy in the back. I want waves in the top. And that's gonna be my next look.
The only hair that's fake is up here, Pam Jones.
Mm-hmm. Ultra perm on the sides.
Is it really?
Yeah, now my texture doesn't grow like this.
Oh, you got something on the, you got a little kit on the sides.
A super kit. Now I got yeah.
What kind of a kit?
I texturize my hair.
Oh, okay, so you texturize so it can match this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, from the looks of this, it looks like your hair is that texture.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do for your beard? You treat it? You put like beard
I use
wax
beard
or
oil.
something? Beard oil?
I use beard oil. It's a whole. I blow dry it and then I.
They say he has a nice gray hair. He just said he has a texturizer, Sheree.
No, but no, she's right now.
So we don't know what his texture really looks like.
No, look at these eyebrows. You can look at my hair. I have a nice.
Well, then why you texturize it?
Because I'm just that serious about commitment to the look. Do you know you can have straight, like people who have, it's about enhancing your curl. Like texturizers and all of those things are about creating the design that you want. That's all it's about. It's not that I have to have nappy hair or that. And not that there's anything wrong with that. But it doesn't mean that my hair is at a certain point in the curl pattern. Look at these eyebrows and stuff.
Do you wear a cap at night? No.
I wake up looking crazy.
Do you use Shea Moisture for your beard?
No, I do not.
Will beard oil make the beard grow? No, I don't think it does. It just kind of polishes it. Does it? Does
it? Doesn't. So that's a tricky question.
It conditions it.
It conditions it, which allows you to get longer growth.
Okay.
Now I don't use.
Now, if your beard hair is all knotted up, it ain't gonna help you, niece.
Right. Now it will if it helps to keep it hydrated, and that's why I blow dry my beard too. I blow dry my beard.
if you got a tight coil, you might want to blow dry it.
It helps to keep it from tangling, and I don't brush it a lot when it's in its dry shape because it ends up pulling.
Ain't nobody standing up. Y'all trying to see this man's dick print or something?
And you can see it's on honest
receipts.
Oh no, it's on. So I got a couple of. You know, every once in a while, I see you have to do what's gonna really just get the buzz.
You
going.
posted something on your Instagram?
Yeah, there's a couple of pictures on there.
I ain't seen nothing on your Instagram like
you
that.
See my,
I just saw torso shots.
I took it down.
Mm-hmm.
It was too much.
What's the process in creating a wig?
There are so many.
Yeah, the install is just the top part.
Just this top part.
She asking all of the questions that we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
Cynthia Majors, I'm gonna need you to get here on time, niece. Now we were about 10 minutes late tonight, so that means you were at least 11 minutes late.
Someone else may have the same questions.
But yeah, he said it looks like George Jefferson without it. That was his metaphor, not
I
mine.
look like George Jefferson.
So go ahead. So what happened?
What was
process?
Process. There's a lot of processes.
I'm fucking starving.
That's because you're eating this fruit and stuff.
I know.
But that's good for you. Cool.
Yeah, but I'm hungry.
Oh, I'm not.
I need some food now.
But yeah, there's a lot of different wig applications and installations. A lot of times I like using full lace wigs.
No, this shit. I'm talking to Nard. He talking about he don't want you to stand up for that. What other reason you want him to stand up? Go ahead.
But yeah, I don't use. A lot of times I use full lace wigs because I like the free parting of them.
So then would you cut it?
No. With my installation, like if I'm going to use a wig, if I'm making a wig or creating a wig or using a wig, I like full lace wigs. When it comes to my installation, mine is a toupee. Toupees refer to, once again, this is in the podcast, you can find the information there where I talk about how it has, toupees are either 8x10 or 9x7.
Okay.
Or they have different, 9x6, they have different, it's like a closure.
Sheree. Kimberly asked, what kind of beard oil and where do you buy it and what's the best one? You can buy beard oil from any like hair
store. So this is the thing, I'm not partial to, I am, and I'm not. The brand that I like using predominantly, that I've always used, that I love, is Amla Legend. AMLA Legend. Mm-hmm. I like the way it smells, and that's one of the reasons why I use it.
So how often do you use it? Every day?
Yeah, whenever I groom my beard. I don't groom my beard every day. Because when I say groom my beard, I mean I blow dry and all the other stuff. When I get out of the shower, I put the oil on there. So it's on my...
Now, how long have you been growing that?
This beard since April. So what happened was I colored my hair. This all the receipts on my Instagram. I had colored my hair red. I was wearing like a red shade, and I colored my beard too because I wanted to do the whole Jadena look.
I saw that.
And then it broke off. All this up under here was gone. It's gone. It was gone. So I had to let all of it grow back out. So you never see me like without a beard, but I was literally growing it and trimming it, growing it and trimming it, to this part caught back up, and that was in April.
Somebody said Kente oil is good too.
I don't know about that one. I haven't used it. I use now I've started doing my own oils. I've used several oils and I've started using my own oils, but yeah.
So he doesn't work in a salon in Atlanta, right?
No, I do not.
He does not
but
work
I
in a
may
salon.
have to go back into one. We'll see about that.
Because you're doing
'Cause
more.
I'm just I got so many transitions happening in my life right now.
What, you about to move?
So, moving.
Oh, but you're moving locally.
I'm moving locally, but I have to set my I got to do that whole setup. Just making it at least comfortable for clients.
Oh.
And welcoming to clients right now. So right now.
Do you travel? Somebody said.
I can travel, but I'm not going to travel. And sometimes I think people get that wrong. Like I'm not going to travel and charge and do the same fee that I would.
Right.
For you coming to me. No, you're going to pay for my expenses. You're going to pay my day rate. You're going to pay all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So if you want the expertise now. Now, one thing I know too, side note, I don't barber.
Somebody said Vicks Vapor Rub grows your beard fast.
Now, I'm going to tell you what really grows your beard fast. And people are going to be floored. And I say it jokingly, I always say coochie cream. But,
Monostat 7.
Monostat.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Monostat grows.
I've told them about that before. There's a whole YouTube community. If you go to YouTube and type in Monostat 7 in hair, it will come up. I've seen people showing how it grows their hair.
Yeah.
So do you think that would have worked for you?
No.
Had you known about it?
No. It would not have worked for my hair on top because I was already genetically predisposed for male pattern baldness.
And male pattern baldness, I've shared this with you before if you're listening. That's a trait that's on your mother's side.
Yep, you're inherited from
So
your
if,
mother's
right,
side.
so if the men on your mother's side are bald, niece, you're gonna lose your hair.
Not necessarily. Now, you may not.
You may not.
have a
It could.
likelihood
Right.
that
There's a
you-
likelihood. But here's the thing about the monostat, and I'm speaking specifically to the ladies. One of the side effects, one of the downsides is if you're prone to get yeast infections.
Yeah.
If you use that monostat to grow your hair back,
It doesn't. Yeah.
it will not work for your yeast. Look at me pointing down. It will not work for your yeast infection. There's a likelihood that it will no longer work for your yeast infection. The other thing too is it can give you a slight headache.
Yeah.
It can give you a slight headache.
And actually, for me too, one of my
It's for your coochie, not your scalp.
one of my glands was starting to get swollen
Right now,
when I was using it. Because that's how I actually
really?
grew my beard so quickly within a year.
you use
Because I was
monostat.
using Monostat when I was growing it back from the color process.
So were there any side effects down here? Like it wasn't.
It didn't irritate my skin. I could just tell like this gland here.
Well, yeah, it was doing something.
I mean, like that happens anytime. Like if I take certain things, I can just tell. Yeah. I don't think this, and I actually asked my doctor about it, and I don't think this one is actually, it's a whatever type of gland. Not like some of your other glands. It's not inactive, but it's like
It's not a necessary.
yeah, it's not a major one to be concerned about.
Any more questions? Anything else you want to share?
No, yeah, but like I'm not bald. That's fine. I don't like that aesthetic for me. I like looking striking when I show up. I like to look, I like to have a look, and I just feel like bald is just it's boring. So, yeah, that's it.
But your cousin is saying don't use Monostat 1 and 3 because that is too strong and it can burn your scalp. But you ain't gonna have no hair. You put that in there.
Yeah, true.
We said Monostat 7.
I've used the 3 before, but I guess because I diluted it in oil, it wasn't as bad. But that's probably what I was having that.
That's
I
why
didn't care.
That's why your neck was popping out.
I didn't care. My beard grew back in a year.
Right, you trying to clear up a yeast infection and get a bushel of hair on your coochie.
I mean, well, look, let me tell you this. I ain't got no coochie, so.
Ductless glands. Ductless glands. That's what it's called. Oh,
Thank you.
there are no ducks.
All I know, he told me something. I was telling him, I was like, I'm getting some swelling. I didn't tell him actually why I was getting the swelling.
Right, so you want to, Kimberly Macari, you want to use Monostat 7.
Yes.
But again, you got to be really, on it. Like you got to use it consistently.
Yeah.
Like go on YouTube and type in Monostat 7 and hair because they have a lot of, like they mix it. Like a lot of them mix it with
Yeah.
tea tree oil
With oils and stuff like that.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's something else they do
Tea
it
tree
with.
oils are your essential oils. I always mix it with the oil that I use in my beard. Now I would mix it with the Amla Legend, just because I like that oil. But I started concocting my own oils using a lot of carrier oils.
They asking where you got your shirt from now. Girl, what
I got this from, let me tell you, I got this Piedmont Park at a festival, the Dogwood Festival.
Oh.
And it's a, look at this.
How'd you know it would fit?
I took it in.
What am I looking for?
The
label?
Uh-huh.
Stuzo.
It's a company out of LA, actually.
Are they black?
Yeah, they are. And they're actually...
Oh, it's Stuzo out of LA.
And it's actually the same gender loving company. See,
black and gay. Stuzo. Stuzo.
I support anybody who loves. So...
Now, one of the ladies, this is a customer that would really fly you up there.
Okay.
She wants to know your day rate.
My day rate? We can talk about that privately.
He said you can tell him privately. He can tell you privately, niece.
Yeah. I don't do all of that trying to floss or trying to like be that guy with money and stuff like that.
Right.
It's because sometimes you end up paying for it in the end. Trying to do all of that extra.
Tasha Beam. Is that one of your people?
Tasha Beam. Yeah.
Tasha. Listen, you're new here. See, listen, we do informative things like this all the time. We have a whole community of people that come in here Tuesday through Friday at 9 p.m. Sometimes it's just me. Sometimes I have a guest. But listen, we have a community. Keep coming back, niece.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to transition over to vegan, I have a separate group. I have a separate page. It's called... what?
I need to see that. I want to so badly.
Really?
But not really.
It would snatch your body right up.
I don't need that.
So you just want to do it for...
I want to do it like spiritually. I'm going to do it for like spiritually.
Oh, it'll get you right together. Listen, what I'm going to say is, coming off the meat, it gives you a lot of clarity, like a lot more focus.
Yeah, yeah.
It does, not eating that meat. And I don't know if it's the meat per se or if it's the shit that they putting in the meat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I noticed...
That's how I feel about... honestly, that's how I feel about everything, though.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's kind of hard to escape it because everything is...
processed in some way. Because even like my lower back, like I used to get a lot of stress and tension in my lower back. Mm-hmm. And I would feel it like when I would go running. Like after my run, it would be really tight down there. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes it would be like when I do my squats at the gym, mm-hmm. I would get that stiffness and tightness down there. But when I came off the meat, a lot of that subsided. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I still feel it some, but it's nowhere like what it used to be. Oh, I can squat now.
Yeah. And I feel like I have a lot of problems with congestion and...
Yeah. It's supposed to be like asthma and all that kind of stuff supposed to,
Yeah, but I'm a creature of habit. I started trying to juice.
I do that every day.
It had me gassy though.
Were you putting kale in it?
I did have. Let me tell you now. This
you gotta get away from the kale is good for you, but you gotta pull away from the kale. Gives you gas.
But I had such a small amount of it.
Yeah, that kale will have you farting all over the place.
This is the thing. I don't even eat any vegetables. I don't eat any vegetables, just meats and carbs. So I was trying meats and carbs and fruits.
You don't eat any greenery?
No. So I was trying to introduce it.
Hold on. He did tell me. Well, I don't know if I should say that.
I don't care what. I'm very transparent.
He did tell me that he fleets a lot, so...
No, hold on. No, I didn't say a lot. What I did say was that I like cleansing my body. So
because communication is our partner, clarity is our friend. Now, what did you say?
I like cleansing my body, so I like doing apple cider vinegar.
With his...
Yeah.
I
like doing apple cider vinegar enemas.
So...
And I drink it. Because, and it's also like,
I did tell him about drinking it. Like
I drink it?
Before I came off the meat, mm-hmm. I used to do a shot of apple cider vinegar every morning. That was the first thing that touched my stomach.
I do it every morning. And it's supposed to also help with your pineal gland.
Your what gland?
Pineal gland.
What does that do?
Your pineal gland is like your third eye.
Really? So what am I getting to with this pineal?
Pineal gland.
Pineal.
Pineal.
Pineal gland. Okay, so
look into it. It's literally.
Is it like a chakra or no?
Yeah, it's part of your chakra system.
It's part of your chakra system. Okay, so the fleeting is part of the reason why he can get away with not eating no veggies.
No, I also have great genetics. They made me well. Look, this is what I tell people. People get I'm saying this. I'm saying this. Look, I say these things not in my own. Don't get it twisted. I'm a very humble person. I say this in reverence to my ancestors, people that came before me. They set me up good. They set me up real good.
Apple cider vinegar can burn. I shouldn't have said I drink it just a shot. I do a shot, but I mix it with like 8 ounces of water.
I take a shot.
Yeah, see, he does.
I don't. It's not a full shot. It's maybe like 2 tablespoons.
Yeah. So it's not really a shot. I do 2 tablespoons. Thanks for clarifying. And then I do some raw honey. And I do 8 ounces. See, I can't drink it straight like that. See, you have your fucking esophagus and your epiglottis falling all under the glass.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all.
And then I put it in the microwave for like 10 seconds just to soften the honey and stir it up and then drink it. The honey doesn't really have a benefit. It just kind of cuts
naturally though.
It does naturally, but it really cuts the taste of the apple cider vinegar.
Have asthma and all those type of allergies too. Like if you get honey within 8-mile radius or 80-mile radius, I forget which one it is, but it helps with your allergies. So honey.
Really?
Yeah. See I'm very superficial, but then
let me get one of my green veggie supplements now. Go ahead, keep talking.
The other part of me is into all of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Now see, here's the thing. Once I came off the meat, I started doing a smoothie every morning. Mm-hmm. So and I just do a mixture of different things. So sometimes I do, it just varies. Today I did one, I had carrots, I had blueberries, I had blackberries, I had a banana. Was that all I had in it? I had some spinach. I put some agave in it. I put some almond milk. And I put some of my vegan protein, which is just pea protein, like a green pea, but it's just powder.
What is this like?
It's vanilla flavor, so it doesn't taste like peas, but it's just a vegan that doesn't have any of the chemicals and all that stuff. So so I do that every morning. That's the first thing that touches my stomach now.
Okay.
Before I came off the meat, I used to do the detox with the apple cider vinegar. So I do a smoothie first, and that usually kind of cuts and I put a little turmeric in it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then, did you want some water? Okay, he's fine. Stop trying to have me give away my
No, I need to go back and get some alkaline water.
Do you want to try one of these?
What is that?
Okay, now for all of the new people, this is we falling over. This is called green superfood. Okay.
Hold on. What is that?
It's a full serving of greens and veggies. It's all natural. It's vegan.
Okay.
And it look like an airborne tablet. If you ever had airborne, it looks like an Alka-Seltzer or airborne tablet. You drop it in here. You put a little bit of water in it, and it's berry flavor. Why are you balling your face up like that? You want one?
It was a big tablet, and I'm just like,
no, it's gonna dissolve. You put it in here.
It's like Alka-Seltzer. That's too much.
Oh yeah, and in my smoothie, I also put cinnamon in it. I put
what does that do?
Baby, it takes it to another level. I do. I have a Vietnamese cinnamon, ground cinnamon, not cinnamon sugar, just ground cinnamon. It doesn't have to be Vietnamese. Put some of that in there. Put some turmeric in there, almond milk, and blend it up. And I drink it. And it's just. I mean, that's when I say it has my bowels moving. And, I mean, it ain't gonna send you to the bathroom right away. But it's not a Metamucil, but it will get you one of these. Get you a glass. Get you a mug. You need some greens.
No, I don't. I'm fine. We're fine over here.
You don't. It doesn't smell like anything.
It stinks.
It does not. It smells like berries.
It stinks. It smells like berries. And
so you don't want to try one? Mm-mm. Okay, well, more for me.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm fine over here, except for my energy level, which fluctuates. But other than that, apple cider vinegar has me good. I use it on my skin.
You can have your breakfast after this. Yeah. Now this is not going to fill you up. The only reason that my smoothie will fill me up is because I put a vegan pea protein in it, and the vegan protein has 20 grams of protein, and protein is what satiates you. Protein is what satisfies your hunger. So the protein shake will maybe curb my appetite for about an hour and a half. It depends on your appetite. But then I'm usually ready to eat, and then I go eat something, and you know. But what I was saying was we come here Tuesday through Friday at 9 p.m. and we talk about different things. But we also have a private group. If you search So Much to Say Podcast Pen Pal on Facebook, we have a whole community over there. Most of the people that are in here come in there. And we share like different vegan products that we like. Because I've been on this vegan. Like next week will be 1 year that I've not had meat. And so we share like yogurt. Because a lot of people don't know what to do. So we have butter, like vegan butter.
I need to deal with the mind of it first.
Yeah.
I can't get over this mental thing.
Do you take vitamins? And see, look, and then it just starts to dissolve. And then you drink it once it dissolves.
I don't regularly.
Really? I took my vitamins already.
Yeah, I need to do that a little more.
But here's the thing. Tonette, my girl in California, when I tell you there were 4 boxes of Fiji. She sent me 96 bottles of Fiji.
Oh, wow.
This is the big bottle, too.
Yeah,
96 bottles
Yeah.
of Fiji.
I go to 7 Under and get my water.
Oh, I love 7 Under, yeah. That's the
7
natural
Under.
store.
Yeah, I go to 7 Under and get my 5-gallon.
Yeah. That's where I get my...
alkaline water.
yeah, that's where I get my black soap and
Yeah.
stuff. They have vegan toothpaste.
Yeah. Because fluoride is also...
I'm using vegan deodorant and stuff now. Because, it has, listen, deodorant has aluminum in it. And y'all be wondering why y'all got cancer and stuff. And I'm not saying that in a funny way.
Right. But
What I'm saying is everything that you put on your body, lotion, all that shit has chemicals in it and it absorbs your body. So a lot of times when people have cancer and different things like that, sometimes, not all the time, it can come from the aluminum that's in the deodorant. So I've switched to...
I'm using clinical strip. That's all that meat stuff I eat.
And those of you that live in New York and y'all going down there on Delancey Street and then out there in LA, downtown buying that fake ass Mac that you know ain't Mac, it has high levels of lead in it.
But that's
Be
with
careful.
all darker complexion makeup. There's studies that talk about how
Yes.
makeup for darker complexions
Has more lead.
chemicals in it.
Yeah. But like a lot of those have not been tested. Like when
Yeah.
you buy that off the market
Yeah.
shit. And they have high levels of lead, and that shit can give you skin cancers and stuff. So stop buying that cheap shit. If you can't afford Mac, then don't buy it.
Yeah.
Don't buy that shit on the streets. But yeah. So I'm just waiting for this to dissolve, and then I'm gonna drink it down.
That's really cute for you.
Now this is not a food supplement. I still need some food.
There's
giving
just
me-
so much. It's so much work. Am I eating? I'm not really.
This is a lot of work, but this is not a lot
I
of
can't
work.
do all of that. I can't do. You got to pick your battles, and I can't do all of that. It's not enough time in the day.
So you'd rather have the outside looking good, but the inside is just kind of...
My inside is good. My inside shows out. My inside shows on my outside. My skin is clear. My skin is good. My eyes are a little weak.
Your skin is good. Somebody said, yeah, pick a struggle.
Pick a struggle. You can't do it all. You can't do it all. And I know my genetics right now where I'm good. My grandfather laid down in his casket, and he ate like he wanted to.
Speaking of, how old was he?
He was 70 plus. He was close to 80.
I want to get to 90.
I do
At
too.
least.
And I want to get, by the time I'm 60, I'll maybe change some of these things. He put so much salt and so much sugar on stuff. He had look, let me tell you, this is how country I am.
Somebody said Arm & Hammer deodorant doesn't have aluminum, so that's good to know.
It doesn't?
No.
He used to put, what's it called? Bright and Early?
What's bright? Oh, wait, I know that. What is bright and early? Orange juice? Yeah,
He
yeah.
used to put sugar in it for us.
Listen, my aunt used to give me Coke 45, and she used to put dashes of salt in
Now, I
it.
didn't say no Coke 45.
Right, and I was underage. Then listen, I could have been an alcoholic today,
Yeah.
and she would have been responsible.
No, she wouldn't.
Oh, I didn't tell you when I was telling the story about your friend. I didn't tell you guys. No. I need to say why I was culpable. I always like to balance a story. Mm-hmm. Now, the reason that I was partly responsible, I did have.
How we get back to this?
Because I just thought about it when I looked down at his name right here. But I did have culpability in it because I should not have been fucking him.
Why not? What does that have to do with anything?
Well, I'm about to explain. Because, see, he kept saying he wanted to be in a relationship with me, and I knew that I didn't want to be in a relationship with him. So if I knew that, I should have kept him at bay. I should not have been functioning as if it was leading to a relationship. So I was fucking him when he would come down here from Nashville, and then eventually he started staying with me, and then we would go to dinner, and then he ended up meeting some of my friends. So like when you start creating that kind of a space, you kind of leave people to believe that, oh, there's a chance.
Right.
I can change his mind. You know what I'm saying? And so I shouldn't have done that. Not to say that he should have stole my shit, but I understand why it happened. And I'm saying that because some of you may be involved with somebody right now that you know you don't be bothered with. Stop letting that man pay your cell phone bill. I'm stepping on somebody's toes now. Your rent's due today. It's the 5th. Don't be letting that man pay your rent and shit. You know you don't want to be with him. Because you setting them up to think.
You can't play with people's emotions. That's very
And I don't think it was not my intention, but I can see how that could have led him on.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's all I'm saying.
And yeah, sometimes people react out of that. I don't know. Let me tell you this. I don't know the story. I wasn't there.
Well, you know the story now because I just told you.
I dropped my hair. I gotta make sure I get it. You might try to do some voodoo on
Somebody just said, yeah, stop dropping that hair down here.
No, where's my hair at?
Well, would voodoo work on that? Because that's not technically your hair.
This is my hair. This came from my beard.
Oh. Yeah, well, you might want to get that.
Yeah, I believe in all that stuff.
You believe in voodoo?
Yeah.
I believe in voodoo too. Now I don't practice it.
You know what? I'm open to practice anything that's gonna work.
Now, what you want it to work for?
What I want to work for?
Yeah, what would you want voodoo to work for?
Whatever my intention is.
I've been spraying my love spray on me and my
Has it been working?
Well, I just got it Monday.
Oh, see, my stuff works quick. I like candles. I really got into prayer candles.
No, I didn't get any of my stuff back. No, the motherfucker. Listen, I actually there's actually a picture of that motherfucker with one on his Facebook with one of the shirts he stole from me.
Really?
And when I found him that night at the club when I chased him with that car jack, he had on my clothes that night.
Well,
motherfucker.
This is the thing. This is why it's.
But anyway, that's
read the Dow. Read the Dow. It's so good. The Dow.
But trust and believe, he got what he had coming from because he ended up calling me probably like a year later. And he left his voice message apologizing, saying you didn't deserve any of that.
See, I think you, yeah.
But no, you can keep that, niece. You need to work on your chi. Because, see, let me tell you about karma.
People have a process.
Yeah, you ain't got to come and apologize. You need to get your soul right with the universe. Because, see, what I know to be true, karma is a nasty girl. And listen, she'll come to you and say, listen, I need $4 from you. And that bitch will know you only have $2. She don't give a fuck. I need $4, bitch. And you're like, girl, I only got $2. I don't give a fuck. I want $4.
As you sow, you reap.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I had already made peace with it.
That's why I was just trying to sow good energy. And that's just, if I'm going to cuss somebody out, I just cuss them out and keep on moving. I cuss them out in love. I'm not violent. I use my words.
I'm not violent either, but you push me.
You showed up with a
But if you push me,
a tire thing.
And it wasn't a tire, it was a jack, and I was going. But see, what happened was when I didn't catch him that night, because he ran into this little bar. Mm-hmm. It's Port Calvin's now, or down there over there. Mm-hmm. He ran in there and he begged that white lady who was behind the bar. He said, "Please, miss, call the cop." I said, "Yeah, you better call the cop because I'm gonna fuck him up if he come out here." So long story short, they were about to lock me up that night because it was just horrible. But anyway, because I was disturbing the peace and shit. But I made peace with it. And that's where I'm going. I had a dream that night, and it was like several nights in a row after that happened, that I actually caught him. In the dream, I caught him, and I bludgeoned him to death. And I woke up in a sweat, and my heart was racing. And that's when I just started praying about it. And I said, dear God, I don't want to ever run into him until I'm over this. Right. And literally, an entire year, was it a year or two? I think it was a whole year. Mm-hmm. A year went by. Yeah, it was a whole year went by before I ran into him. Right. And he did everything in his power to try to gain my attention. I wouldn't even look his direction.
Wow. That's, I'm glad that spoke volumes.
But I didn't run into him.
No.
People will run into him.
To affect your spirit.
Yes.
Is the greatest.
Yeah, the cops came. They were going to lock my black ass up. Oh, baby, I got this sage. I burned it yesterday. How often do you burn your sage? Do you know?
When I need it. And I need it a lot now.
Really? Somebody told me that the lady sold it to me in the store. She said try to just do it like once a month.
I do it when I do all of these things that I do when I feel I need to do it. When I feel the unction to do it. A lot of times I can tell when I'm pulling negative energy or when negative energy is around me.
Yes, that was God telling me to leave that alone. So I did.
What?
Them dreams that I had.
Yeah. That's a lot.
What am I going to eat? Because when I say my stomach is in my back.
I never have an appetite. I'm never really hungry.
I'm always hungry.
It's because you're eating this fruit and stuff and all this stuff to drink.
But I eat too. I got some vegan chicken tenders in there. Chicken strips. What? They lime. Oh, so what do you do when you burn yours? I'll tell you what I do.
Oh, yeah. I was telling you earlier that I have a video where I was doing on my sage, on my beard, and just smudging, like letting the...
So you just had it up under your beard?
Yeah, just so the... This is the thing. I try to get it all over. So, all over. And it's not like you're trying to fumigate your room or your space, but you're just... it removes the negative energy.
Somebody said I burn sage if my neighbors are acting a fool.
Yeah. Literally, like, I don't like, that's why I'm very careful, like, even in public, like, when people are fighting and arguing, I don't like that. I don't like to be around those spaces.
Well, my sage is for money drawing.
What type of sage is it?
White sage and juniper.
Juniper, that's the juniper doing that.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
And they said it also is for cleansing and that kind of thing,
Juniper, it's like cedar and juniper and all those others help to bring in positive energy.
So what I did was, and remember, I just started doing this the other day. So I did it the other day. And so the lady in the store said you're supposed to burn it. And you move through your space, move through your house or your office or wherever. You move through your house in clockwise fashion. Girl, she had a whole, listen. So what I did was when I came through my front door, I burned it right there at the door. I walked through the living room, went over here in this office space, came over here, walked through the kitchen, went in my pantry and laundry room, walked down the hall, went into the second bathroom, went into the guest bedroom, went into my bedroom, went into my closet, which is where my vision board is. When you go into my closet, I have my vision board on the wall. I need to finish it though. Then I came out and I went into my bathroom. And then I just came back through.
You're supposed to leave a door or window open.
Oh, well, I need to do that the next time.
It allows but all of this stuff is ceremonial.
Somebody said you can pray when you do it.
Yeah. I believe all of this stuff is ceremonial. So this is why I say I allow myself to guide myself. I allow my higher self to guide myself.
Yeah.
So I've learned to do that. So like certain things, like now, like I said, I'm in the prayer candles.
They got candles there too.
I sit butt naked in front of these pictures of my ancestors. I'm bare in front of them. And I pray and I set my intention.
They have incense too. Like they have money incense.
Incense is the balance to the sage.
But the lady told me that they also had like sprays where if you wanted to keep court away.
Keep court away.
Court, like law enforcement court. Like if you got some issues with the...
But see, this is the thing too.
Like they can do specific, like they can make specific oils and stuff is what she said.
There might be some what they call it, snake oil.
I don't know.
This is the thing. I believe we are powerful beings. So how you set your intention, whatever you use. If you want to use that cup and set your intention upon that and allow that to be what you do. I
believe in vision boards. I do believe in vision boards.
And that's what works for you. Now, vision boards never get completed by me. And I'm also going to tell you this too. I can't focus on specific things. I can't focus on tangible things. So I can't focus on a house.
Oh, let me get a house. Let me get... Yeah, no.
I can't focus on those things. I have to focus on, like, I can't even focus on money. I have to focus on provision.
No, what I usually and even in my prayers, like I pray every night. And like...
What does your prayer look like? That's
what I was going to say. Usually what I name people by name. Like I go through my family. I say, Father...
who are you praying to, too? That's what
God. I pray to God. And the universe, God.
You pray to Jesus?
I say God, dear God. I don't specifically say Jesus, but...
See, this is the thing. I don't...
You don't believe in Jesus?
I believe in Jesus being a teacher. I don't believe in Jesus as a...
He rose in 3 days and came?
No, that's the Son. Learn your facts, people.
Listen.
Learn your stuff.
That
stuff has been written on the pyramid walls forever. Not the pyramid walls, but it's been written on that stuff. It's about the soul. It's about the sun. December the 25th is when the sun dies and it rises again 3 days later. Like that's where Easter and all that other stuff comes from. It's a cross. It's all that stuff. Learn it.
So what I do is when I pray, I specifically go through my certain family members, and sometimes I'll call out certain friends' names and things like that, especially if they're going through something. But one of the things that I say is, dear God, make me effective. Continue to use my life. Continue to use my work, my gift, my light to uplift, to reach, to teach, to heal. You know,
do you believe that's your purpose?
Yeah.
Then it'll happen.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I don't like praying a lot.
But I also pray that he continue to bless me with a sound mind and the ability to reason and to make sound decisions and judgment. I ask that he continue to bless me indeed, to keep me from evil, harm, sickness, disease, and disaster.
But see, that's the thing. See, this is why I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to be in no hurricane, and I don't want to be.
Why not? Because
if I'm in a hurricane, I need to be able to survive it.
No, that's not.
Keep me from disaster.
That's low-minded.
I
challenge you to raise your mind. I believe that some of the greatest things that have happened to me have come from negativity. And
I'll send one up for you, Tony Jones. Wait, what you saying? What you mean? Raise my do what?
We don't want the negative things.
Right.
And that's sometimes we have to be aware that those negative things are what brings our greatest good. All things work together for your good.
No, I do believe that it all happens.
So we a lot of times are praying against. That's why I don't pray.
Well, listen.
Against something not happening.
I don't want to be. Listen, I go to California next week. I have a signing in California next week. I don't want to be out there with no earthquake.
Well, that's fine. The earthquake may be your greatest blessing. and you missing it.
Well, if
You
it's
sit
gonna
up here praying,
if it's gonna be a
just
blessing,
change your mind.
Look, if it's gonna be a blessing, then fine.
See, but I
don't want to get. What I'm saying is, I don't want to get trapped in no damn under no shit. Like I'm trapped in something. I'm barricaded in.
That may be your greatest blessing.
Uh-uh.
All things work together for my good.
Well, God, don't bless me like that, God.
I've learned to, especially Atlanta taught me that.
I don't want to be trapped in no.
Atlanta taught me that. I've had some people be snakes.
Derek.
You know that is not.
No, what I'm saying is that grew me exponentially.
I'm very upset. You said that.
That's the first thing I thought of. That's
you,
the same friend that we
you,
talking about. That grew me.
Rico grew me.
Who was that?
We naming names.
Since you want to name names, right? Since I want to name names, you want to name. He's talking about Rico Chappelle. We talked about this on the podcast the other day. If you listen to it,
that whole situation.
Well, briefly, Rico Chappelle was a client of his. He did a unit for Rico Chappelle, and then Rico Chappelle came on social media and showed how it was done and all that stuff. He exposed it, and they had a falling out. Rico Chappelle is a designer.
Yeah, but when you learn to notice people for their energy. And I knew the energy. I knew the energy before interacting. But something still led me on the path and just made me aware the whole time I was interacting. To this day, like, I have to realize that some of my greatest blessings have come from that.
Yeah, I believe that.
September 21st, Napoli Ever After will be coming out on Netflix. I was working that project. Yeah. So, I was working with some of the greatest talents that I've had in my career at this point. And it's come from that. So, it's all a part of the story. You like, literally, 23rd Psalms. You may start out on green pastures, and there's shadows, the valleys of death, but you end up at a table, and it takes enemies. You got.
I'm laughing because somebody said designer. I did do like that, didn't I? Nice. I wasn't trying to be shady with it.
It's not nice.
Oh my God! When I say they don't miss nothing, they miss nothing.
They catch all the that stuff.
Designer. I did not mean it. I did not. I guess it was a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
Fine.
He's a talented person. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody said let you do me a unit.
Yeah, you want one?
Listen, I started getting a little thin too now. I think it's from them braids and shit. You said you see it, and you wasn't going to say all of that.
I see it. You should do injections now.
I should do injections? Mm-hmm. Now, how much do injections cost?
I think they start around like 1,000 or so. But hit up HRS.
Yes. Where are they? Marietta somewhere?
Yeah, somewhere north.
Yeah. Somebody tell me about them. I'm going to get those injections so my shit can get thick again.
Yeah.
They talking about let's do one, Craig. How much is it going to cost me?
I don't discuss prices.
Well, write it down.
I ain't gonna say. What do you?
Give me a unit, bitch. No, I'm just saying. give me a motherfucking unit.
You don't want a unit.
I'll show up at one of them signers with a unit. They in Cobb. I think they're in Cobb County. How much would it cost me? Write it over there. I want mine. I want mine low. Like I don't want it.
You want it low?
Can I touch it?
Mm-hmm. It's not going anywhere.
Why? I want it to be ginger. Touch it gingerly.
Mm-hmm.
Is it hot? Maybe I'll do it in the winter.
It's not hot. The only time it gets annoying is like...
Now, what's it? But see, I'm not bald up here. What's it going to do to my hair? I've only known people that have done it that are bald.
There are ways to conceal your hair. But
now, I don't need you yanking out the little bit of shit I got left.
Right, that's the thing. The hair is sensitive. It's going to be sensitive because it's already... Fit.
Somebody said I just need a small piece in the front.
Dude,
I just need a little something right.
You got the little pat and go technique that may work.
I need to go do the injection thing like you said.
Don't do the injections and you'll be able to grow. Maybe keep being vegan, it'll help.
That was shady. That was shady. Now see, that was that subtle shade.
I don't let vegan stuff. This is my own inner struggle. That's like me projecting my struggle out.
Did you watch What the Health?
I did, and I kept right on eating chicken.
Yeah, see, that did something to me. That sealed it for me.
I'm fine. If I was ever to have any type of issues, I probably would. I would change my diet. But I would have to change everything about my habit.
That Hairfinity shit doesn't work. Do you think Hairfinity works?
It's vitamins.
Do you think it works?
It works for
He loves to circumnavigate a question.
Because there's no exact answer.
Is it going to restore my shit?
It's not going to restore your shit.
Oh, okay. Well, then it doesn't work.
But ask me that question.
They talking about do it on live. He ain't going to show y'all on live, y'all.
What?
they said don't yank his hair with that hair glue. They want to see you put one on my head.
Oh, no.
But he ain't gonna show y'all on live. That was why he and
I'm about
Rico
discretion.
Chappelle fell out because Rico showed the technique.
I'm about discretion. I'm about and some of these men who are taking pictures like.
Thank you, Raquel Hollis. Hey, Jackie Allen. I think I might gonna look into those injections though.
Yeah.
Cause I want my shit nice and full. Yeah. I used to have thank you. Hey, what's up, Andre LeBron?
What's up?
That's another hairstylist. He's in Atlanta.
What's up, buddy?
What was I about to say?
Injection something that you was gonna do.
Oh yeah, because I used to have cornrows and shit, and I think that's part of the reason why my shit got thin.
If you're predisposed to
But okay, I'm gonna be really honest. But also I used to do them little texturizers, and I think I did it
If
too
you
much.
there are people. Let me tell you, I have one of my buddies who texturizes his hair, and his hair is just as thick as it was years ago.
Really?
Because he's not predisposed to it. I wasn't gonna call his name out.
Oh, I know you weren't.
Because I'm
Circumnavigate, Melody. You know I love a good word.
so tactful.
You were tactful until you mentioned Rico Chappelle.
No, I love Rico. I love Rico. But I just realized the purpose he had in my life. I realized the function he had in my life.
As he blinks his eyes. Did you catch that eye
No,
blink?
I'm not. I'm blinking my eyes. Probably. No, there's no.
I offered you some re-wetting drops for your contacts.
I told you it was gonna
Now,
work.
see, that's one of the things. That's the best money you can spend. Go and get your eyes LASIK.
I can't do LASIK. You trying to tell me about my eye conditions? Let me tell you.
Why? What's wrong with your eyes? You can't get LASIK.
I have my cornea is like a.
Yeah, I think it might be in my genes at work. Because my dad's hair is it's on the mother's side, but
You can,
go ahead.
but no, my cornea. I'm not a candidate.
Oh, you're not a candidate.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I went and got mine LASIK. Like
Yeah,
October will be 2 years. Yeah, it'll be 2 years in October. Some of the best money I spent. It's on Groupon, bitch. I done told you I go on Groupon.
I wish I could do it because I don't like. I wear hard contacts.
You wear hard ones?
Mm-hmm.
I was always scared of those. Like, what if they crack? Do they cut your eye?
I mean, they have to be out to crack. They don't crack in your eye.
Well, what if you got punched in your eye or something and somebody...
It may cut your eye. But
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But who's gonna get punched in the eye?
I mean, y'all be fighting and carrying on.
Who is y'all?
The gays. No, I'm just playing.
You know what? I try to keep my energy to the point.
Were you here this past weekend for the
I
Pride?
was here all weekend long, and I had an amazing time.
Did you go out?
I went out. I stayed out.
Did you get some good sex?
Stevie Wonder's playing in the background. I like this song. I don't know what album this is on. He got a lot of albums.
Did you have some good sex with a few people?
What are we talking about?
Did you have sex with more than one person?
What are we talking about?
Oh, okay. Look, Kendra said don't answer.
You already know.
Kendra said don't answer.
You already know. I believe in enjoying myself.
All right.
I had a great
As long
weekend.
as you were protecting yourself and others.
See,
Oh, so we about to have a conversation about having sex without condoms? Is that what we're going
So I think I'm always jarred when people say that.
What? Protect yourself?
I have only had, out of my partners, I had one person who was complete in protection using a condom.
Always using a condom, you mean?
That's not what I mean.
What you mean?
Literally, if you're going to have oral sex, I take PrEP. PrEP. So
We already know what PrEP is, right?
Women know. Women need to know about PrEP too.
Listen, I talk to my people about all of that. Like,
Yeah.
PrEP is a drug. It's an HIV drug. Truvada. It's called Truvada, but
Right.
they call it PrEP. And you can only use it if you're HIV negative.
Yes.
And it helps prevent HIV. It's not 100%.
But neither are
Neither are
condoms.
condoms.
So it has the same efficiency rate as condoms.
But see, my issue with PrEP is
Other STIs.
other STIs, sexually transmitted infections,
Mm-hmm.
but also I think there's this misconception that the community has, and when I say community, I just mean people who use it. I don't mean gay people. I think there's a misconception that the community has that if you're on PrEP, then you're 100% good, and I can go ahead and jump on this dick.
And what's the difference between a condom?
Because with the condom, you do have protection. With PrEP, you're supposed to use PrEP in conjunction with condoms, and
You're supposed to.
Right.
I say that, but look at it statistically. What happens?
Right, but what I'm saying is most people, well, I can't say most because I've never done a study, but a lot of people jump on PrEP and then they end up fucking raw and they're not using condoms. It's like they use
Right.
it in lieu of the condoms, and they
But
have been,
guys, condoms are how much effective?
I think 98 or 99 or something.
And PrEP is how much effective?
I think it's somewhere around the same thing, 95 or something.
There is a stigma. This is the thing.
Right.
I'm not talking about, and I'm no healthcare provider, but this is the thing. I'm dealing with the stigmas associated with things and also the practice of things. So if you're going to, this is why I go back to the part that was 100% complete in using condoms. Like oral sex and everything
Right.
with a condom. Because if you are engaging in oral sex and then you go and put a condom on, you still can transmit STIs.
Yeah, you can.
So a lot of people don't deal with that, and those are the things that are on the rise. So don't sit up here and talk about condom uses. Or not saying don't sit up here like.
Well, right.
But when people say as long as you're being safe and as long as you're being protected, like.
But I have a whole set of different issues with PrEP.
What's that?
It's such a new drug. It's only been around for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't really know the long-term effects of it. So in 10 years, are those of you that are on PrEP going to have kidney problems?
Probably so.
Oh.
Probably so.
You're the first person that just came right out and said that.
It's hard on your kidneys.
Right. And so my fear is, don't forget what you're about to say, something.
Mm-hmm.
My fear is, 'cause I got to help you. My fear is, because at one point it was pushed on so many black gay men. And I know one could argue.
The largest population.
With the largest infected
it's about,
population.
once again, it's about money too.
It is about money, because now you got more white gay men on it than anybody.
Because they actually were the ones that could afford it.
Because they can afford it. But when they were pushing it to us,
Mm-hmm.
it was still in the testing phase. And like, they would come and test your kidney. They still do that now. But like, they were paying people to come and try it out for 3 months.
Yeah, I'm actually on a study now.
Right.
I'm on
So
a
that
study
was my
now
fear. And I'm like, okay, so in 10 years, are these black boys going to end up on dialysis and shit? They might not have HIV, but bitch, they on dialysis. So it's like, I'm just kind of nervous about that.
It's about making sure that you see your healthcare provider and making sure that your kidneys are properly functioning.
Right, but once they start to malfunction, there ain't shit you can do about it.
No, your kidneys can recover.
I don't want my kidneys fucking out.
Your kidneys can recover more, like your liver. Once again, I'm not a healthcare provider, but from what I'm informed, your liver is not able to recover as much as your kidneys are.
Mm-hmm.
But I was taking a pre-workout, which had creatine in it.
Yes, and that's not creatine
and it was affecting my kidney level.
Yeah, that can fuck. That says that on the bottle.
Right. So I had to be very aware of that.
That's another reason why I use vegan protein.
Mm-hmm. If it don't taste right, I'm not.
It tastes just like.
I stopped all of that. So I just I've been doing my protein, but I was using actually a pre-workout that was.
Yeah, kidneys can recover. People can come off of dialysis in some cases, not all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's it. Is there anything else that we need to say that we haven't covered?
I don't know. I'm just I like to talk about.
Listen, I have 3 books. Those of you that enjoy books and reading and stuff, my first one is called Words Never Spoken, a memoir. The second one is called One Thing for Certain, Two Things for Sure, a memoir continued. The third one is called So Much to Say, a book of quotes. They're available through Amazon. The first 2 are on Audible. I'm narrating them. They're on all e-readers. If you want to download it to your iPhone, your Google Play, or whatever you got.
I'm going to check it on Audible.
Oh yeah, I narrate them.
Yeah, because
they love the Audible.
I can't read.
I'm talking about fucking and carrying on.
Really?
Oh, it's erotic. I've had women come up to me and say, "Oh my God, I don't know if you intended for this, that, but my pussy was wet reading this book." Yes, Kendra, the first 2 are on Audible. So if you go to audible.com, you can just type in Craig Stewart, and these first 2 books will come up, or you can type in the titles if you remember them. But the third one is not on Audible. But all of the books are everywhere else, Amazon and all that stuff. But if you want to cash at me, you can. One book is $20, $236, $354. If you're an Elin Harris fan, you'll love the first 2 books. But mine are real life stories, like the one I was sharing earlier about his friend.
That's my buddy, and I don't care.
Okay. Mm-hmm. We don't speak his name in here. No, I'm just playing.
You're the one.
I know.
That's your story. That's y'all's story. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's no longer my story now. It's for the world now. The story belongs to the world. I no longer own that story.
I'll tell you.
I've released myself from that story.
Wow.
So yeah. But anyway, this is Michael Ray, WRAY. And then if you want to find him on Instagram, it's Michael Ray the second. But it's really Michael Ray II.
Roman numerals.
Roman numerals, right. Okay? All right, so listen, brush your teeth, floss your teeth, brush your tongue. Thank you, Lola, for putting the information down there for the books. Brush your teeth, brush your tongue.
They really support you.
They really listen.
That's so sweet.
Listen to me. Do you see that that glass? What's that thing called? A steamer. That digital stainless steel glass steamer. One of them sent to me.
Really?
That Vitamix right there. One of them sent to me.
Wow.
Well, before you came in, I had those cases of
the water.
Fiji water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all can send me some stuff too.
Listen, I have not been grocery shopping because they've sent me groceries from Amazon Fresh.
Really?
Like sometimes I'm on here cooking and they'll send me shit that I use to cook. Like they sent me seasonings, they've sent me vegan butter.
That's
like
sweet.
they ordered book shit. Like I literally had like 40 orders that came through yesterday. Some for 1 book, some for 3 books. I'm donating books to gay youth organizations and women's shelters. So they've supported that. They've gifted books. We've done charities. It's not just about me. We've done charities. I've chosen like some charities. Like we did one in my hometown of Baltimore. We did one in Houston called Toiletries for Families. They collect feminine products. They collect deodorant, whatever.
Why you put a list of deodorant?
Because we were just talking about deodorant.
I was trying to say what?
So like, and then so we cash app them or send them money,
that meat and stuff.
or we sent them like toiletries and stuff. Like I try to do that as well. Like we about to do one for in Michigan for the holiday season that's coming up. Yeah. So like I just believe in trying to use social media for something other than fuckery and foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what reaches the people.
Right. We talked about the Colin Kaepernick thing.
Really?
Like I talk about shit that's going on. That Bobby Brown movie from last night. Did you watch that? I'm about to watch it tonight. Listen,
I don't expose my energy to a lot of that stuff.
Well, I feel that way about certain reality shows. That's why I don't watch none of that shit that Tyler Perry creates.
I do.
Now how you gonna not expose yourself to stuff, but you watch Tyler Perry shit? Now that's the epitome of trash.
Things. I love the have-nots. It's my one guilty pleasure.
I've never seen that. I've never seen any of the Basketball Wives. I've never seen.
I won't watch that.
I've never seen what's that? Love and Hip Hop. I've never seen any of those.
I do watch Housewives of Atlanta.
I watch that.
I watch it just. There's some other things that kind of counterbalance it.
Your cousin said, oh, "Is that your cousin, Kendra?"
Yeah, that's my sister.
She said shade. She said shade, Craig. Shade. Thank you, Marcellus. But yeah, but again, like I share with them things that I've learned in my little pescatarian journey because I still do eat seafood. So like I tell them products that I bought that work, like the vegan butter that I use, the brand. Like I tell them different things like that, so they don't have to go and try to figure that shit out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I just try to So I'm always encouraging them to support Black-owned businesses.
Support businesses that love.
I agree. I agree, but we need to support ourselves because see the thing is
we need to support ourselves. You got to realize some of these movements and some of these things are going to happen. You're going to need the finances from people who ain't in our community.
No, I understand that. I agree.
These doors are going to come from people in rooms that we're not there.
I agree because
I
agree because when I was doing my play, I was getting support from white folks before Black folks even ever gave me any money.
Exactly.
So that's true.
Who is about love and higher energy, I'm supporting.
But I want y'all to support Black businesses. But the
As
other thing too is I encourage them. I encourage them to open up a bank account with a Black-owned bank. I opened up mine.
That's cute. I tried to. You know what? I'm so glad. I'm working with my second mortgage broker. She's Black too, luckily. But the first one was trash. And sometimes some of our people are trash.
And sometimes some of their people are trash.
They are, but some of them who are acting out of love, that's fine. I'm not about race, I'm about the love, because race doesn't exist.
It does when they pull your Black ass over in the cop car.
No, that's not race.
On that note,
that's not scientific.
You guys have an amazing night. Thank you for being here.
Show me the science of race.
Thank you for being here.
Be informed.
I'll be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll be able to give you a full conversation about this Bobby Brown movie from yesterday and today. Okay, Nard, you were late. We've already said he was 35. Okay, have a good night, niece.
Bring me back. You
want to come back? Yeah, you definitely can come back. Yes, anytime. Okay. Seriously, we come in here and talk about whatever.
Yeah, because I like just talking about the other stuff.
Yes. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm dead serious.
Me too.
Yeah, all right. So listen, maybe can you cook?
I said
all right, well, we'll figure out something for him to talk about.
If you can read, you can cook. If you can read, you can cook. It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. Do this. You get a good recipe, you can cook. If you know what you like, I cook stuff sometimes.
You guys have an amazing night, okay?
Y'all take care. Y'all be blessed. Take
Say your
care,
prayers. Bye.